What's up, chat? Welcome back to the stream. Just coming off a YouTube live stream over here. Welcome to Twitch Land, where we play Warhammer 40,000 on Tabletop Swimulator all the time. Basically constantly. Like
so we can do
almost literally 100% of the time. We are live with the Pod 61 finals. Over here in the red, we have the great man himself, Dr. Dukes, running Emperor's Children. He gets to watch the brand new Emperor's Children Codex in action at the hands of a master. I know Dietz has been grinding for the last month or so, basically an infinite number of games with this brand new Codex. And I'm excited to watch him in action versus, over on the other side of the table, Ricochet on the blue side, who is running Shadow Legion Chaos Demons. As someone who's a fan of both Emperor's Children and Chaos Demons, I would not miss this for the world. If you are interested, however, we do also have another finals game going on in the Discord over on the table 1. So if you want to, you could watch the player live stream over there, and also this one right here on the tabletop. That one's Space Wolves, I think we have in the finals there, which is cool. Welcome everyone in. We have a prediction live currently for the next couple of minutes. If you are interested, lists should be correct in the bot, I believe. Yep, nailed it. Let's go. Let's talk about the lists as the players are going through their deployments. First, we'll run through Chaos Demons real quickly. This is probably going to be something that you've seen before. This is a Shadow Legion, really focused on Tzeentch stuff this time around, so we have that -1 to hit across most of the army to make it really tough to kill, which is cool.
Even trying to be inch away from this wall, so do your worst.
A little bit of a limited number of Chaos Space Marines, not super into the hefty Chaos Space Marine stuff like the Massacre's Cultists that we see sometimes in this detachment. This time we're running Shadow Legion with Bellicor, a Bloodthirster with Fade to Darkness, so he can jump into Deep Strike after he does a little bit of murder. We have a Nurgling unit, as well as 2 units of 3 Flamers, 3 units of 6 Screamers, so 18 total Screamers there. That gives us a total of 24, 3 wound, 4+ invulnerable save units with -1 to be hit, thanks to the detachment ability, because they are Tzeentch Allegiance keyworded. So we have 72 -1 to hit, 4+ invulnerable save wounds, and with 1 CP you can regenerate up to 5 of those wounds with death denied to bring those models back to life, which is crazy. We then also have 2 Tzeentch Soul Grinders. So they are -1 to hit as well. They also have access to that big las cannon profile, the Warp Gaze, D6+2 damage, D3 shot blast weapon. So it gives us a little bit of long range power from the Tzeentch, or from the demon side of the detachment. Big benefit of the of Shadow Legion, obviously, is that we're able to take Bellicor in here to protect from shooting in the early game. Now, in fairness, against Emperor's Children, he is probably just going to be giving the army rerolls because most of the shooting attacks in this build are range 18 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. However...
yeah, you got it right there. I see it.
We are going to be able, in most instances, we can sort of engage in a ranged fight with most armies because... Bellicor is going to be able to teleport around a combination of these Havocs that we also have in the army, as well as these Soul Grinders, to get some pretty strong shooting kind of anywhere it wants to, and then use the Tzeentch units, the other units, to move block enemies from getting back and engaging those ranged attackers. So 2 Nurgle Soul Grinders, I keep saying Nurgle Soul Grinders. It's not. I think I'm too used to Plague Legion running Nurgle Soul Grinders with Font of Spores. But today we're just running Tzeentch Soul Grinders. Interestingly, no Lord of Change to give them the strength benefit, but obviously he's very expensive and not particularly strong in Shadow Legion. We then have a Cultist mob, as well as the 2 Havoc squads with las cannons. So Cultists just acting as a utility unit, screening out the back line right now. And then we have the Havocs as well, who are going to be able to teleport around with Bellicor and get some long-range gunshots on target. So playing a game of Keep Away, all of these mass Tzeentch demons can sort of subsume the center of the battlefield to kind of take it over and prevent the enemy from getting engaged with the guns, and while the guns can continue to shoot and teleport around in the back line. Pretty sort of a standard build for Shadow Legion, but definitely a little bit of a unique take focusing so hard on the Siege Demons.
Two Noise Marines.
Over on the other side of the table, looking at Dutz' Emperor's Children, he is running Peerless Blades, which is going to be pretty cool. Unfortunately, it does have a big benefit of being better at fighting, or getting the benefit of potentially +1 AP in melee. So we're not really going to be using that too much today, I think, for Dutz. Instead, we're just going to be using our lethal or sustained hits on the charge. So obviously the benefit there is that each time one of these the Emperor's Children units makes a charge move, and this is including out-of-sequence charge moves, so things like Heroic Intervention, when they are selected to fight, they get either lethal hits or sustained hits, which is nice. We also have some other potential buff stratagems. Again, we can also do +1 AP, which is probably not going to help us so much, but we also have access to some really strong enhancements. In the list, in particular, we are running. Let's take a peek. Lost my place. I'm sorry, chat. In the list in particular, we are running Faultless Opportunist on a Demon Prince of Slaanesh. That gives you a free Heroic Intervention. So that is going to activate the...
Two big boys and nerdlings.
The sustained or lethals that the Demon Prince is triggering thanks to the detachment ability, but also dealing their mortal wounds on the charge as well. We have two standard Slaaneshi winged Demon Princes. A lot of this list is going to be kind of the same. It's taking basically 3 of all the good units in Emperor's Children, so pretty straightforward. There's basically only like 9 units in this codex entirely, so we're taking most of them in triplicate. And those units are very good. Don't get me wrong; they're solid. So we then have 3 Lord Exultants. One of them is taking. This is an interesting combination of enhancements. One of them is taking Distortion, so that's +1 attack and +1 damage. That will affect all of his weapons with the +1 damage. So his spear goes to 2 damage, goes to 3 damage, excuse me, and his whip goes to 2 damage. However, the +1 attack will only affect the spear because the whip is an extra attack weapon, so that's not going to come into play. That means that when this guy is engaged, he can swing 9 attacks at AP 3 damage with Lance, and 4 attacks at AP 2 damage with the Lash. All of those will have lethal hits if he's leading an infractor unit, and will likely be getting wound rerolls. The Distortion Lord Exultant, I believe, is the highest damage output Lord Exultant that we have access to in this attachment. These guys will regularly knock down big, like super heavy tanks and take a chunk out of Titans and things like that. The Distortion Lord Exultant hits like a truck. We also then have a Rise to the Challenge Lord Exultant, which is a really interesting enhancement. It is 30 points. It's extremely expensive, but it is one of the few instances of Fight Again that the game of Warhammer 40,000 has remaining access to. At the once per game, at the end of the fight phase, if the bearer is in engagement range of 3 or more enemy models, it can use the enhancement to fight an additional time. You then also get to use Exquisite Swordsmanship, the detachment ability, even if you didn't charge that turn. So it does require him, the bearer himself, not the unit, has to be in engagement range of 3 models. So it requires your opponent to allow you to set that situation up. And obviously, your opponent is probably going to be getting Pilot and Consolidates effects by itself. So it's really kind of like on board. Your opponent knows what's happening, and they're going to be able to potentially counterplay it. So there is a lot of counterplay where you can use Pilot and Consolidates to pull back. It does look like Deuce is going first here, by the way. We just rolled the roll. Oh no, we are making the roll go first. That is Chaos Demons going first, which is, I think, unfortunate for them. They would love to go second.
I have no scouts. So.
That said, we are on Purge the Foe today, chat. So we're going to be doing kill more, hold more for primary objectives. No scouts for the demons. We are not running a Leaping Shadows guy, so we don't have the access to that 9-inch scout enhancement in Shadow Legion. So I think Deuce is probably really happy with. Not only does he get bottom 5 scoring, but he's also going to be going second in this situation, where he can potentially.
If you hear me mute myself, I'm just going to be coughing or something.
You're good. Blue player first. Start the game.
He could potentially score out.
Luxor.
So Demons, excuse me, could score out first. If they do have access to a good target, might be able to get some shots on that Rhino in the bottom there, but I don't know if they're going to be able to kill it. Probably safe. That does give Dudes access to the more information for in order to gain kill more by the end of the round, though. So, and when we may see a little bit of a KG turn 1 from Chaos Demons here. That said, Peerless Bladesman's a very aggressive detachment, so Dudes is going to be having to play aggressively anyway. So even if the Demons play relatively passively, Dudes is, I think the onus is always going to be on the Emperor's Children to engage first. Fortunately, when your entire army advances, it falls back and charges, with some caveats, obviously. It's much easier to be very aggressive. There is some ways that we can set up, speaking of that advance and charge, there are some ways that we can set up these situations where Dutz is going to be able to make those that fight again. He does have Incessant Violence, which allows a 6-inch consolidation for his units, so he can use that to engage new enemies. You can also, for 2 CP, at the after a unit falls back from you, you can declare a charge in your opponent's movement phase in order to re-engage them. So there's a lot of counterplay inside this Peerless Bladesman detachment. There's going to be a lot of sort of intricate positioning that both these players are going to have to do in order to play around this, which is going to be really cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the matchup ends up playing out, because it is fairly brand new, I think, for both of these archetypes, despite the fact that we are, a month after this event did begin, because it is a standard pod. Moving on further into Dutz's list, we're also running a Chaos Spawn unit for utility, 3 units of Noise Marines, 3 units of Infractors, 2 units of Tormentors, and 3 Rhinos. So again, we are basically all in on just spamming those little guys, those little friends.
We'll advance the Soul Grinder here.
Okay.
Stumpy XL with the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you.
It's 5 plus 8.
Yep.
Nurgle Demons have indirects, so they're always popular. Yeah, that's true. The Nurgle always tends to have some strong internal synergy as well. Is it possible to use a brighter board and table next time? So the boards is dependent on the board that gets rolled up. We play the terrain layout that gets played. I do have a darker setup than normal because I don't have the same. I have a different background and board background than the normal. Map bases, because they tend to sort of wash things out, and they look really ugly, to be honest. Just purchased your Emperor's Children units for your army. Well, first of all, Stumpy, thanks for the support and thanks for the kind words. Glad it's helping you out. Hope you're enjoying Emperor's Children so far. They've been I've really enjoyed playing the faction. I think a lot of the things that Emperor's Children do are some of the most fun things that I like to do in 40K.
We'll put the Soul Grind.
I am a little
for
the combat rules in 10th edition aren't my favorite for sure, and I definitely kind of rub up against those a little bit, but or butt heads with them a little bit. But
we said we can touch the
they are fast enough that you can sort of get around quite a bit of it.
Barely touching it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
I think that can get me a line on this Rhino here.
Sure.
Okay. Yep. And then we'll just kind of tuck some Screamers up in here.
What's the best way to fill up Rhinos with Emperor's Children? So, Dudes probably has a pretty normal way to do it. So I think Rhinos are generally going to be the delivery system for the Lord Exultants. This is a cool Lord Exultant unit conversion. That's the base is a Slith Guardian from Slith Bodyguard from the Court of the Archon. We have a little tiny the Infractors unit champions are tiny leashes. That's cute. This little baby, he's just a little guy. Look at him. I love him. So yeah, they're the Infractor delivery systems. Oftentimes you either take a separate Infractor unit so that you could use them to clear light infantry, although it feels like those are less and less. They're played less and less commonly because I think for the most part, you would almost rather take. It's more expensive, obviously, but you'd almost rather take a Noise Marine squad in that spot. The Rhinos themselves are also pretty good at clearing infantry because they do shoot like 14 times, which is good at killing like sort of low save stuff. But a 6-man Noise Marine squad plus an infractor unit is a pretty good way to do it. 2 infractor units is also pretty classic as well. Especially if your opponent gives you 2 separate things to charge and slingshot your Lord Exultants around. You can actually have like 2 infractor units charge 2 separate units and then slingshot both Lord Exultants into a single unit. And that's assuming that you have the proper positioning for that. That's actually really scary.
To advance on the Bloodthirster.
Yeah, so the thing that is an important pick out from Feywolf, the important thing to consider is that if you do have the Noise Marines inside, and the reason that we only see 1 scouting Rhino here is that the Noise Marines will actually remove Scout from the transport because every model in the transport has to have Scout for it to get it. So if you want your transports to Scout, you have to put only infractors inside. If you're not so worried about that, and for the most part, it's not a huge deal. It's only really relevant if you're alpha striking with something. So Dudes has 1 Rhino here he can alpha strike with if he needs to. Obviously, the Demons have a lot of shooting in this particular build. So if this Rhino was to play really aggressively, like out in the open over here, it would be in grave danger. And I think Dudes is really incentivized not to do that. But in matchups where you are looking for that alpha strike, having at least 1 Scout Rhino is nice. In this case, Deuce wasn't super worried about it. He's not going to get a ton of additional movement out of those Scout moves because he's mostly going to be hiding behind walls in the first 2 turns or so anyway.
Okay, you're shooting from your Soul Grinder, right?
Now, one thing that Peerless Bladesman doesn't have, which I think that Dudes is going to have to be worried about, is it doesn't have any way to ignore modifiers, and it doesn't have any way to reroll its hit rolls. Unlike Coterie of the Conceited, which can get reroll hit rolls baked in, Peerless Bladesman can't do that, and so the -1 to hit Soul Grinders are actually going to be a little tough. There's a pretty reasonable chance that the Lord Exultants actually just miss a bunch of their attacks, and in that case, the Soul Grinder just laughs at them. We can also Death Deny to start regenerating the Soul Grinder too if it ends up being hit and not dying, which is definitely going to sort of like force Dudes into a more aggressive tempo position. I think what the Demons would love Dudes to do is push the Demon Princes forward early to try to kill that Soul Grinder in the middle, but I don't know if Dudes is going to necessarily take that bait. The other thing is that the Soul Grinder is well statted to deal with the Noise Marines. The Noise Marines are firing at Strength 5 or Strength 10. The Soul Grinder being Toughness 11 can blank a lot of that damage too. I have to say I really like the...
Yeah, just remember uppy downies.
I really like this this Shadow Legion build. The Soul Grinders with -1 to hit are actually like they seem like a real problem, to be honest. We've seen Nurgle Soul Grinders for the -1 to wound, but I don't know if I've seen the Zinch ones. But the Zinch ones also just giving them more direct shooting kind of plays with the Havocs pretty well. I believe that let's take a peek here. I think that Ricochet he's deep striking his Havoc. So part of the detachment rule is that the Chaos Space Marines in the army gain deep strike and they gain the Shadow Legion keyword. So they're going to be able to be affected by all the stratagems and synergies. Bellicor affects nearby Shadow Legion models with his auras, so he's going to affect the Havocs with his auras as well. But also they gain deep strike because they're able to sort of kind of shadow step in.
The cards give us and take it away.
It's like we gained a CP with that Marked for Death from Ricochet. Establish Locus, I think, is the draw here. Establish Locus plus Cleanse. So lots of action secondaries. We can do that pretty reasonably with the Chaos Spawn here. So it's at least going to be a 4-point turn for Dudes, which is nice. But he has to ensure that he doesn't give up too many kills, because if he gives his opponent up an easy kill, then that's essentially a wash.
You have a CP to spend.
Noise Marine's been letting you down recently, pointing them at the wrong thing.
CP for future festivities, so yeah, we'll just do that.
Yeah, so Noise Marines, ideally what they want to see is like light stuff. If you point them at a big T12 enemy, like they're not really going to do that much damage. They want to see like T9 or like T4 or 5, essentially. So like medium-ish infantry, so like Space Marines or like like a T4 2-wound kind of guy. Or a light vehicle like a Rhino or something is like really where Noise Marines shine. Once they start winning on 5s and 6s, they don't really have any fixing for their wound rolls, so things get a little bit spicy. The other thing too is that like they appreciate a little bit of combo play as well. Getting them like reroll hits in Coterie of the Conceited is really nice because that shores up their weaknesses quite a bit. Reroll hits and potentially reroll wounds. They could also get things like Pledge of Eternal Fortune or whatever. Pledge of whatever the name of the Auto 6 enhancement in Coterie is as well is a really on a Lord Cacophonous is really good to like shore up their accuracy on their Blastmasters. You can expect like 6-ish damage from the unit into a high toughness thing, but they're not going to kill it. The lower toughness stuff is like really where they shine. What's the anti-tank option in Emperor Children? Yeah, Emperor Children, they have a weird approach to anti-tank. The Mortals from a Demon Prince is good. The Lord Exultants, if the thing that they're charging touches an objective, first of all, like Lord Exultants are going to be, they're either lethal hitting their attacks with a pretty high volume of attacks. 8 attacks, AP3 lethals is pretty solid, but they also have they can gain wound rerolls when they target enemies on objectives, and so that can help quite a bit too. So Lord Exultants are great at it. The Demon Prince Mortals are great at it. You also get a little bit of play from Noise Marines.
Just hop in my right.
Alpha Strike means they hit the opponent before they do anything to defend themselves. Yeah, Alpha Strike means the first blow essentially. You sort of come in and you deliver a big punch. A beta strike is if you receive the punch and then hit back, essentially like a counterattack. So it looks like we've scouted the Rhino. Now we are embarking a Noise Marine squad. So every Rhino has an Exultant Infractor unit and a Noise Marine squad inside. We've obsect the back objective here with Tormentors, and they're probably going to be holding that for a little bit. But that also gives Dutes a pretty high OC unit to push up in the late game, and try to push for big.
I can come back like
big money later.
Here, like that.
So Dutes here now just a little worried about his opponent's capacity to come back and hit him. Obviously, there could be demons deep striking into a position or havocs to shoot that Rhino, but they might be a little close. And I think they would just get picked up by Noise Marines in the crackback. Demon Prince pushing forward as well. This is very aggressive from Dudes, actually.
It's 14.7.
One thing you have to watch out for with these big models is that they are able to extend over the edge of the table.
Yeah.
But if you do so, you get all the penalties of line of sight. So if Dudes maintains this orientation with the Demon Prince, a model could potentially see the Demon Prince from back here. So you could like drop 10 Havocs there and shoot it with a bunch of las cannons. I imagine Deuce is going to rotate it, but
yeah, someone take the Mortals, which I think.
Oh yeah, there. Fair enough.
And then I got to screen Lucky Downies because that's how the game works.
Hell yeah, Pro Archangel. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help and answer your questions. Yeah, we'll see if they remember. It would be awkward for a Demon Prince to just die that way, but you never know.
Who's that? Yeah, another Demon Prince now. And sitting here as these guys are all an inch off the wall. We got to move this out to do my thingamajig. I'm just going to barely touch that. This guy's going to get coherency. Let's see. I don't need this. Got guy's just gonna move over here. Let's get a bubble going. Yeah, so we should at least.
Hope everyone's got their popcorn ready for this game chat. I got some corn chips. I'm very excited about.
Yep, got uppy downy YOLO 9. Watch out.
Pascal YOLO, friend is being annoying with his lists. What does that mean? He's like constantly sending them to you. Look at this list. Every hour of every day, I'm gonna send you a list. So you're annoyed by them.
Just gets in here and off the wall. My intent here is that I have room for a 32 mil base here. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to make it.
Yep, looks reasonable.
Yep. Okie dokie. These guys here. I guess I don't need ones. You know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Finish off the wall. If I need to advance, I can.
I think he's the dogs.
Advance. Well, it's not going to matter.
Bollocks.
Well, you want to cleanse, right?
With
Yeah,
Death
I can
Guard.
just cleanse with something back here, but if I need to. Okay.
Yeah, we do the metal playlist for Chaos games now, Chad. I decided. Glad you like them. We turned that on for Ides of March because it was so quiet in the room. Everyone complained about the noise level, so I made this playlist.
Small dudes. I think they're 32s. But either way, I should be able to fit in on the wall.
Let me know if it's too loud. I can turn it down as well.
It looks like I need to advance here, so I'll just do that. No, I can cleanse with the. Alright, so we got the 2 I need. So, in case it matters...
If he thinks he's the best, but you think otherwise, you should play him and then beat him, and then he'll be cowed.
I can go 10 at pivot. Prince can just hang out, I think.
He has his own way of playing 40k, which clashes with the rules. I think that's called cheating.
That's why he's a demon. So that's just like, man, dude, nobody's ever come down in your corner, dude. Demon Prince status.
What is he?
Yeah, I used to make coffee for everybody. Now he got promoted. Okay.
Right on one's super dude. Which one has the fight double time, dude?
Double time is the number 3.
Down here.
Yeah, and number 1 is Mr. Number 1 himself.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Just thinking, I might actually come this way if you're cool with it. I just want to.
Yeah, man. It's all your movement phase. We're good.
Yeah. I did roll a couple advances, but it really has no.
They wouldn't affect what you're doing with these guys, so that's fine.
Yeah. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. So I cleanse with a rhino. I do the action with my spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I just got some pot shots at you with a rhinoceros, maybe a Demon Prince. Demon Prince has to. Can he see? Probably.
I mean, he spin his wing probably, so like
Yeah,
he's rotation. Yeah,
I think
he
he gets you already. So
yeah, good. He's nice one to hit. So
nice one to hit. So yeah, just hitting on 3s.
T11
on 6s, nothing, and then the rhino shoots. We'll do heavy frequency. 2 hits on 5s, 2 wounds, AP2, no cover.
Okay, 4 pimples. Takes 3.
3 damage, yep.
Down to 11.
For 5 shots. 4s and 6s. One more save, AP 0.
Okay, 3 up. It's good.
Compy bolter, nothing. Compy weapon, misses. It's been neat. So,
cool.
Got the big 4. Would you like to do anything at the end of my turn?
Yeah, think about it. Let me see. I'm gonna be you already passed the turn, right? So I have 1 extra CP.
Yeah, you have 1 more than you should, but you got all kinds of CP.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna mark you for sabotage.
Thank you, sir. Yep, we'll help you down there. Okay. Down to CP. We're just gonna pick up the Bloodthirster, and that's it.
Okay.
You already passed to me. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Command phase. Bellicor is still real 1s.
So up the Bloodthirster. That's fascinating.
You'll be holding more.
So I got 8.
Yep.
I'll draw some cards.
Dude's giving his opponent an additional 4.
True no man's. Much better.
Easy.
Okay.
The up-down just allows the unit to go into strategic reserve. So because the Bloodthirster can advance and charge at turn 1, it's a good dissuasion from your opponent being really aggressive. But then if you just pick it up bottom of round 1, you can hold it as a rapid ingress target for the rest of the game. And you can just threaten rapid ingress really effectively. Now I think that what Ricochet probably wants to do here is play really passively with these models. He could push the stuff on the bottom. I don't believe the Demon Prince fits through this gap, so it's not really threatening too much right now. Unless I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I think he's an 80 mil.
So secures 5.
But then the other thing that Ricochet can do is just sort of focus fire down the Chaos Spawn with long range guns without really triggering their reactive move or giving dudes too much to chew on. And if he's able to kill those guys with just the Soul Grinders without triggering their own reactive move, he's going to be able to pick up a kill really easily without really giving his opponent anything to play with. And I think that's what he has to do here to be effective in this game. The Emperor's Children can project a really long threat range, but what they don't do is they don't really project a super long threat range very consistently by themselves. And if you force them to make a bunch of really long charges, you just play very passively. They can't really stack up a lot of units on you, and then they do have to sort of play with the randomness of the charge phase, and that can make things really awkward as well.
Invul on the spawn, just a 4-up save.
I feel like Emperor's Children loses to fight first. I think it does have, it is really problematic. There are some ways around it. Peerless Bladesman, this detachment can do fight on death, so it can play around it in that way a little.
Yep.
But I am a little curious to see whether or not the armies with lots of fights on death or fights first, like Death Guard, for example, how they match up. They square up with the Emperor's Children sort of game plan.
I think we want to stockpile command points, so I think we're going to hold Assassinate, and we'll go to movement phase.
Okay.
This guy moves, he's reactive. This guy, if he steps up his claw here, should be able to see both. This guy can see 1. If he steps up here...
Yeah, so the Emperor's Children Chaos Spawn are kind of annoying to engage with because of that reactive move, but they are just a 5+ feel no pain, 4+ armor save guy if they don't have that active. So the Harvester Cannons off the Soul Grinders are actually going to be relatively lethal to them. Now, what dudes would like to see happen is for an overcommittal onto his little sort of offering in the corner back here. If Ricochet takes the attack, then what dudes could do is counterattack with the stuff inside this Rhino. It is fast enough, and I believe that he mentioned that he wants to place it so that a model can disembark on the other side of the wall. They are fast enough to be able to close this distance to stuff that shows up here. So Deuce is kind of offering that trade. Not only are the demons going to have a tough time killing the Rhino and the units inside, so those units are probably going to be able to operate on the subsequent turn, but then also he gets to counterattack with a unit advancing from the Rhino over here on this side. One of the reasons the transports are so strong this edition, Chad, is that their capacity to just put models in the middle of the table that your opponent literally can't interact with is really powerful. Death Guard might be one of the best demon soup detachments. Yeah, I mean, we always saw that coming, I think, too, right? Because Death Guard traditionally are good with like sort of out of faction stuff because of how contagions work. So they're able to play, play with those extra units like better than most factions. Although I do think that the Khorne Demonkin one does look actually pretty good. Assassination and Secure No Man's Land, by the way, are the draws for Ricochet this turn. Assassination probably just going to be a CP unless he goes ham on like a Demon Prince. I think there may be a line on this Demon Prince down the center, down this way, but I believe it's being screened by the infractors in this building, so I don't think that it is a legal setup position right now. So there's not really any Demon Princes in danger, unless there's like a shot around the corner here, but I think that dude's mentioned that he wanted to rotate, so he was out of that.
Noise Brains move 6. Yeah, plus in advance.
Ryan Lowe with the sub as well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Should be
Is my alert box working?
Spawn.
Yep, looks good.
I haven't seen a sub notification in a bit here, chat. Let me see. Let me make sure.
Havoc's off. I don't want to give you Havocs for free.
Sure.
Let's just hope that two Soul Grinders can kill 2 spots. The most casino.
We're gonna have a better turn this turn.
The most casino thing ever. We'll see.
A little bit of an additional benefit that Ricochet has in this matchup too is that going first, he's able to more aggressively select what Bellacor's auras are going to be. So basically, he can start in the early game by selecting the anti-shooting aura to let him play a little bit more aggressively with the light units, so that the Rhinos and the Demon Princes don't take pot shots at them. And then anytime he needs to, at the start of the battle round, knowing that he's about to take the turn, he can flip it into rerolls, which is where he's going to be sitting for the majority of the game, I think. And Be'lakor could even play a little aggressively here in order to get rerolls onto those Soul Grinders if he needs.
Okay.
Too bad Lord of Virulence doesn't synergize with Nurgle Demons. How would it? Though, I guess I give rerolls to the Death's Heads or whatever. So we're moving to move block here. Ensure that nothing squeaks around the side. Now, interestingly, a little bit of tension that Ricochet is going to have to deal with here is that he does have all these flamers and all these screamers, and the screamers are going to be really good at punching through the actual Space Marines. Like, you can lance them, and they can be wounding on 2s into the Chaos Space Marines. Plus, they have a flat 2 damage, so they're able to chunk through a lot of those sort of defensive profiles really effectively. The downside is that they are anti-monster, anti-vehicle, but the Demon Princes are -1 damage, so it gets a 2 damage melee attack from the Screamers. They actually don't really take that much to be good with. You're mostly like hoping that flyover mortals do damage to them, but that's not particularly reliable. So it's an interesting situation because I think that while it does seem like it would be a unit that you would want to counterpunch the Demon Prince, they actually don't do quite enough. And you kind of want the Soul Grinders to be the ones punching the slashy Demon Princes because they have a high damage attack, so they're able to punch through that -1 damage pretty effectively.
7-inch charge.
So
go there.
Okay.
Which is the intention.
It's an interesting profile matchup. That said, we have things like Bellacor's Gun, which is strength 5, devastating. Strength 6 devastating, with a bunch of 1 damage attacks, which is very good at chunking damage off of the Demon Princes. He's probably good for 3 or 4 damage every time he shoots that, which is going to make it much easier for the lighter units to kill them.
Make it a 7.
I'm going to test my alert box here, chat. Give me a moment. Make sure it's working.
Something like that. Feel like okay, dude. Let's go back.
Oh, there it goes.
There you go.
Okay.
This is a subscription test.
Yep. So 3 on, 1 of each. Okay.
Correct.
Next edition of Emperor's Children getting bikes along with Chaos Space Marines, yeah. It's definitely there's definitely a growing pain, and we felt it with like Leagues of Votann, and we're still feeling it a little bit from 9th edition with Votann. But like these new model ranges, like they go through a turn or an addition of like of you know sort of like you know like I said like growing pains essentially, where they are so new that we're then like watching them become a big and impressive actual range. But right now they do feel very anemic in terms of their model output. We got a little bit in the World Eaters Codex, like we got Goremongers and we got the Slaughterbound, so we have a little bit more to play with World Eaters. Plus World Eaters have more generic Chaos Space Marine stuff than Emperor's Children do, but. It's Wes from YouTube. What's up? So very careful placement here for a Ricochet. Bellicor is placed not on the objective, so he's being protected by all of the Zinch demons that are -1 to be hit. Those are a little bit tough for the infractors to punch through, although they'll get there eventually. But that's making Bellicor very difficult to engage with right now. And then even if the Lord Exultant does get in, he doesn't get wound rerolls, just reroll 1s and lethal hits against the big guy.
This guy's tail's gonna spin this way.
Cool. Ricochet would really like the Lord Exultants to commit onto the Soul Grinders, because then they have to fight into the 4+ and like -1 to hit and to a 4+ invulnerable save. So there are 2 avenues by which the Soul Grinder can blank some of the incoming damage from the Exultants. And the Exultant itself, like even at maximum, he's going to inflict 16 damage. The Soul Grinder's probably only going to be taking 8 of that regardless because of his invuln save.
Correct there.
So it's unlikely for an Exultant to kill him on a good day. Votann's the most balanced of the newer factions.
Yep.
Well, they weren't on release. Remember when Germany banned them before the Codex came out?
Flamers will tuck in here.
They were very silly in 9th edition, for sure.
Move Disembark 10 plus 3d6.
Turns out like critical 4-up lethal hits was pretty good.
So back up some.
Army wide. What a time to be alive.
That should be 12-inch. If he goes there.
Yeah, so max advance is 16 from the Rhino and then the charge.
Well, you disembark 3, move 7. So 10.
Yep, and then an advance, so potentially 16.
Oh yeah, I forgot to advance, that's fine. Yeah, so that'd be like an 8 if you get it. So,
yep.
That's fine. We have -2 charge, and if you want to risk that, you can stand there in the open. Cultists, you did your job. Let's move. Just kidding.
We're very excited.
Okay. In the movement phase, you don't have any reserves. We're shooting phase.
Okay.
We'll shoot the Soul Grinder that only can see 1 spawn. First one.
Okay.
Here in the middle. No rerolls on him. How many wounds? You are 4 wounds, right?
Let's see. 4 wounds, 4-up save, 5-up feeling pain.
Okay, we'll shoot the Warp Gauge. That'd be 3-shot last cannon first. 1 shot on a 3, on a 2. Cool. Harvester 3s. T5.
T5, yeah.
2s. 1 save, -1. You should get cover from the back guy.
Good.
At least. Cool. Good talk. The other guy, last cannon thing. 3 shots. 3s, roll 1s. Cool. Our ability does something. 3 hits. 2s. 3 saves, -2.
-2 with cover is a 5-up. 2 go through.
Okay. Order roll, d6 plus 2, so 8, and then 5.
Okay, so 8 and 5. This is
wow, that second Soul Grinder really picked up where the first one left off. Jeez. Don't worry, buddy. I got you, fam.
Cool. That's what we wanted. If you want to,
that did look a little scary there. A little sketch for a second.
Cool. No other shooting.
Am I counting the Maryland Open? When is that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't have it on my calendar. I don't believe.
I'm gonna discard Assassinate for CP. Put me up to 5.
If it's close to me, I'll just come down.
5.
If I have the weekend open, obviously.
Yeah, 13, 12. Please, sir.
Right.
Just keep in mind any rapid ingress stuff this turn.
Yeah. So we get recover assets and mark for death. Sweet.
Cool. We will mark.
So Secure No Man's Land just scored for
Screamers.
Ricochet here. Yeah.
Screamers. Bellicor.
Okay.
Bellicor is a marked for death. He's probably out of danger currently.
I need that.
Gonna be a question of whether Dutes feels the need to push this turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn mark for death.
He could cut an Exultant out to try to fight the Soul Grinder here.
And
Ooh, Extended Battle Lines is a good pickup. And recover assets, so he could play it pretty cagey for another turn. His opponent does have a kill, so he has to get a kill in order to score, to get that kill more. Or to prevent that kill more. Which could be that he just over commits into the Soul Grinder in the center and kills it. It did not death deny, so it hasn't been healed. So Dutes could decide to simply push the... Like, he could just fire out of most of the Rhinos into the Soul Grinder in the center with the Blastmaster. So we could get potentially 18 Blastmaster shots on it, which is probably good for a couple damage. And then try to finish it off with the Lord Exultant. The other thing that we could see is this Rhino could push a Noise Marine squad up to the center. If Deuce wants to commit, he could knock the Flamer squad here out probably with a Noise Marine committal in order to get killed more because Demons has only killed one.
the hold. Which you will get either way. And I need to kill 2 things to get kill more.
Deuce is basically also at... He's going to get his Extend Battle Lines automatically. So he's basically at 23 points right now. If he's able to kill something and he gets his recover assets, he'll actually be pulling ahead. If he kills one thing, he'll be at 27, tied with recover assets. If he gets 2 kills, he'll be up by 4.
No advanced charge, just 12. He's not measuring for you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can do stuff.
Botan Codex might be last. Hopefully they get a bunch of cool stuff. I want to see those dreadnoughts. I want to bring those cool dreadnoughts that they have into 40k.
Doesn't matter what's going in. I only need hooks there. 2 of those. And that should do it. Okay. Let me advance this guy here. Five is 19 inches. So I'm just gonna...
They deep strike from tunnels. That'd be sick, dude. More deep striking for that faction would be cool too. It would fit with the
11.
kind of mechanical design.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the amount of worship the Emperor gets, isn't it likely he's a Chaos God himself, which would technically make every Space Marine a Chaos Space Marine? So,
we're looking at
I think that's essentially canonical, but it's not Space Marines. It's actually Adeptus Sororitas.
do that.
And to some extent, there's like some Space Marines that do it. That's, I think,
This guy here.
I think the implication is that is what
Yeah, if you don't mind. It's...
Legion of the Damned are. Is
Yeah,
that they're
yeah.
they're basically demons, but for
I get that, yeah.
but from the Emperor. But he's not exactly a Chaos God, because from my understanding of the canon is that the Chaos Gods themselves are
a little bit of shooting.
Consciousnesses that manifested entirely within the warp, whereas the Emperor is actually like he's a collective of humans who has like a presence in the warp. So he's not the same like thing that a Chaos God is, but he's like essentially as powerful, if that makes sense. So we are going to try to commit into the Siege Soul Grinder here. Demon Prince is probably the best shot at knocking him down if we can get mortal wounds out, and we're going to push in an entire Noise Marine squad. Big benefit is that we're going to be able to shoot at the Soul Grinder along this line, most likely, so that they're going to be able to take cover behind this terrain feature and still be able to shoot. That's one of the keys to getting the most out of these Noise Marine units, is being able to sort of cut very, very acute lines of sight with them.
It's here.
Looks good.
Yeah, I want to cut off this angle, so I'm going to go ahead and advance them.
Okay.
So they can get 12.
All right. Calm down.
Relax. You can shoot me if I go that way. You're going to shoot me either way with Bellicor, so we might as well.
Votan just cutting holes around dreadnoughts to make them fall down.
Way.
Oh, Noise Marine's just pushing into the center.
Long stroke over here.
Going deep, boys.
We're going in, dude.
Man, that's extremely aggressive. Hot damn. And I guess part of the potential benefit here is that dudes could push his infractors up on this side in order to block off a deployment that could shoot at these guys from the center.
5 on.
This is kind of like not a great position to be in order to attack them. So most of the Havoc squad drops are not going to be in a good spot to shoot these guys. Although in fairness, I think they want to shoot Demon Princes anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
Definitely can.
The thing I would be worried about here would be Ricochet rapid ingressing behind his Soul Grinder and then heroically intervening into that Demon Prince.
I really wish I had.
But at the very least, the Noise Marines are... There's 5 Noise Marines on the objective, so even if the Demon Prince, the Bloodthirster kills the Demon Prince and consolidates here, he is going to be contested. So at least he doesn't get hold more next turn.
So like I said, there should be a little gap right here for him.
Oh, Dudes is just going... Are we all in? Are we pushing an Exalted as well? This is a lot. But this is like... Part of what Emperor's Children game plan is that they go for a big, huge turn. They get one giant turn where they push basically their entire army at you. And then they kind of like use that momentum to attrition out the rest of the game. So it's very unlikely that you're able... While Emperor's Children are not very difficult to kill, it's unlikely that you're able to kill all of them at once. And they're so fast that they're able to do this Alpha Strike. So Ricochet has to move into a position where his opponent gets to attack him first. He eats the Alpha Strike.
So loud.
Dudes is able to get a value from that, absorb the counterattack, just with the immense like a number of units he's putting in front of his opponent, and then come back and essentially win out the attritional game plan on the crackback, on the gamma strike, if you will.
Like a little bit more shooting this way.
And I think that's what we're going to try to do here is if we end up pushing this Lord Exalted out. Oh, no, we didn't. We were just moving it back so that the Rhino can screen the Bloodthirster ingress. Okay. No, that makes a lot more sense. We're not pushing everything in. I think next turn is going to be the turn that Dudes so just absolutely goes ham. But we'll see. I'm a little bit worried about this Rhino right now. There's a potential that if we see these Screamers push up really aggressively and this Rhino doesn't move at all, they could surround the Rhino between the Screamers and some of the other smaller units down here. They could surround the Rhino and prevent the units from disembarking, especially because the stuff inside is particularly voluminous. It's really, really big. These big, huge, chunky units.
Oh, that's the right.
What if they went with Drukhari for 11th? Like a Drukhari plus Space Marine starter set kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's real 3rd edition energy. That's like that was the original. That's actually I have that on my wall actually. I have the Black Templars and Drukhari starter set on my wall, which I was so excited to find at a flea market.
Yeah.
For like $20. I don't have the miniatures, but I did get the box. And in fact the miniatures I got in it were actually old Epic 40K stuff. Which is kind of actually cool. In some instances kind of cooler. I wish I had done it. I wish I had gotten it after or before I did my Final Liberation video because that'd be neat.
Not touching terrain, right?
Yeah, should be behind the terrain there. And then
That's right.
if Bloodthirster comes over here, you can definitely get to me. Let's come back with this. You will definitely get to me. We can switch these out. So These guys do not advance. Let me actually use my tokens. I see what we're doing here. These advanced. This guy advanced. So let me advance this Demon Prince back here. He's going 1 extra inch, so he goes 15. 4. And then he's just going to be behind this.
People quit Tyranids and Droves? Yeah, because they're bad.
And this Rhino is just going to go 10 and pivot. And block all this nonsense.
Which one's the free heroic one?
Free heroic is this guy here. He's got a purple base. Kind of looks kind of impossible to see because of the
the lines.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I knew you colored him. I was like, I don't.
This guy.
I think Tyranids probably do. It's a tactical tortoise stream, so we get to complain about Tyranids a little bit. Tyranids probably have commit the cardinal sin of being not very good, which is not only is that mechanically not that great, but also they're really really unfun to play. Just like ruinously boring.
Well, no, it's
not
gonna be worth it.
And
So he'll just go right there.
I don't know. It's just like it just sucks. just a poorly designed faction.
Those I don't care about that.
That needs a redux.
Let's see. Do I trade Noise Marines for Nurglings?
I'm a little worried that they're going to get stuck with their codex through 11th edition, and the mechanics they have currently are just going to define the faction in the future, which would make me upset. We need to go back to Tyranids being like the cool combo faction.
And that's what we were planning on anyway, so let's just do it. Here we go. And these guys are basically just going to be back here, and they're just going to blast the crap out of these Nurglings. And I'm going to be real sad because one of them is going to live on 2 wounds. So I could go like this. Makes me a little bit sad. Let's go like this. Well, we can adjust this in a minute. This Rhino is going to move here and just basically prevent Bellicor from getting a line on him. I guess we should be behind this.
Keep in mind he has big stupid wings, so I might still be able to see you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I can land here, and his wing can poke out probably like there or so.
Just advance the Rhino. So 14 to the pivot. Just keep me honest there.
So really cool plays here, chat.
You might need to back up a tad.
Dutes is gonna, because we pushed the Nurgling to block any potential ingress through this little gap here. Dutes is gonna use that to draw line of sight to the Nurglings and almost assuredly pick them up with the Noise
13
Marines.
inches away, you can't go over me and get out of engagement, right? So I just need to be 13 inches away here.
Yep, and then making sure he can block off the flyover mortals from the Screamers. Now, obviously, they're still going to get it on the Rhinos, probably, but ensuring that those guys don't do too much damage before they come in is a big deal. And then that's also going to prevent this Soul Grinder from sort of pushing around this corner here and also block Bellicor's movement. Now, this Rhino does have an Exultant in it, which I'm a little worried about Dudes losing, but we'll see.
Good.
If he's able to kill these Nurglings with the stuff over here, in addition to the Soul Grinder, he's going to be looking pretty good for Killmore this turn. Unless obviously we run into that rapid ingress play or the heroic intervention play we were talking about.
And yeah, would you like to ingress?
Yeah, probably. See, all the Noise Marines are being babysat.
They have friends.
Let's see. So for there, you can shoot me.
It was so tactical. 9th edition Tyranids were hella tactical. They were super fun.
I don't think you can get that line with guys in the middle.
No bias, obviously, over here. the I don't know. Psychic phase are so cool. I love assigning damage to my opponent. I like it when my models
Here.
attack and my opponent's models die. I like
Noise
that.
marines. These noise marines really can't see me.
And then the fact that like the faction, you could combo so many like weird buffs between the Leviathan supplement in the 8th edition codex
Make sure that
and the 10th edition like Synaptic Nexus stuff or Synaptic whatever the Synaptic link or whatever.
So back to me.
You could like
Shooting.
you could make anything in that faction really strong. Like everything could be advance and charge plus 1 to hit, full hit rerolls, like rolls of 1.
Soul Rider.
When you assembled everything, it was crazy
Heavy
cool.
Frequency.
Four.
4s, 5s, 1 save, AP 2 no cover.
4 up,
Again.
take stage.
Yep.
Down to 8.
12 Sonics. 4s, nothing cool. Wounding on 6s. Nothing. Okay, this Noise Marine unit here is going to go into the Soul Rider. So, dice are freaking out. Alright, Heavy Frequency. 4 hits. 1 wound, maybe 2 no cover.
Good.
Okay, Sonics. 4s, 6s. 3 AP 1 no cover.
Jeez, calm down, Sonic Blasters.
Damage 1 or 2?
2 each, so 4 total.
Down to 4.
Puts the Soul Grinder down to 4. Pretty reasonable chance he just gets picked up with the Demon Prince now. That was a crazy shot.
If he can shoot. This Demon Prince cannot see anything that he can shoot, so that's done. Let's do these Noise Marines shooting these Nurglings.
They're -1 to hit, but they will be -1 to wound.
Not -1 to hit, but -1 to wound, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I think Varied Frequency is honestly better here. Double shots.
It's kind of awkward either way, right?
It's basically the same, but I guess it kind of smooths out. So I will start with the Sonics though. Let's see where we get with these. Hitting on 3s. Yep, here we go. Wounding on 3s or 4s. Yep. And I knew it.
I think Dutes has
He's gonna wound on 3s. The
is not going to get a kill here.
Blastmasters. Jesus Christ, dude. 4 saves.
Alright, you might kill a Nurgling. You don't. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Demon Prince will shoot him in.
Oh no.
It takes 2.
On 4s.
They need to. Those Noise Marines needed to. They needed the whatever energy is fueling these guys over here. I think that's what those guys need to be doing. Jesus.
Yeah, you don't get the rerolls from
these guys. You shot 9 damage onto a Soul Grinder.
This
7 damage, I guess.
Honestly, is going to put shots into.
Rat Minecraft, thank you for the follow. This is Warhammer 40k, playing on Tabletop Simulator. Exclamation point, how to play if you want to learn how to participate.
So I think
you can also come hang out with me in my Discord, exclamation point Discord. We run free events all the time, as well as some paid events. We actually have a new player event with a raffle starting on Friday.
And then T11, so I think it's all 6s.
Yep. Nothing there. Combi, Bolter. Get in there. Nope. And then combi weapon. 5s. No. Cool. That was bonus anyways. Alright. So charges. We're going to go Demon Prince and a Soul Grinder in the middle.
Cool.
He's in. Goal is to be out of heroics and other nonsense.
Yeah, I didn't set it up for that, so you should be good.
10 dice. Be real sad if I don't get what I need here. We're
Got
good.
him.
There it is.
Explode.
So at least 1 kill for Dudes. He's not going to pull ahead, but he is likely going to tie up
This is turn. So
Ricochet this turn.
same turn, actually, right?
Yeah, so we're both just going to get killed here because I didn't kill the Nurglings. And I think that's it. Do I need to declare something? Yeah, I already declared the recover assets, and we're extending.
Yeah, these Tormentors, and who else we're doing it? The other Tormentors?
These Tormentors and these Tormentors, yeah, it's just both Tormentors. Alright, so I'll pass it to you. I've got an extend, and I've got a kill. And the other
I'll
one.
move both our models all the way so we know the new round.
Yep.
Do I uppy downy? This is turn 3. So Havocs need to come in.
And I'm going to have you on a hold no matter what. Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah,
So I think Dudes has done a good job
it looks like
of preventing
yeah, I mean
Ricochet from getting any good drops with the Havoc squads, which is huge.
fit 3 flamers back there.
That is, you have to play these noise marine units very carefully like that in order to ensure they don't just get counterattacked.
Yeah, let's finish.
It helps when your opponent plays kind of
Come on.
aggressively into the noise marine squads because their threat range, their effective threat range is actually really is very minimal. But they are when your opponent gives you the opportunity to sort of like allow them to engage from outside line of sight, you take advantage of that immediately.
Command phase, Bellicor in real ones.
Mm-hmm.
Draw cards.
Yep.
Here, put my hold in. Let me get secure last turn. Draw, bring it down. Draw, area denial. Okay.
Well.
The cards say to kill you.
Cards say just kill me.
Okay.
Don't appreciate that.
I'm sorry. If your intent was for me not to kill you, I can redraw.
My intent was to win, so I could just go back.
Oh, shit. Okay. So we can go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Havoc's have to come down. My cards say killer thing in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Used about 10th edition Tyranids, so a defined thematic play style.
Nothing in Rhino 2, right?
Factual Serpent into a super toxic play style to do anything with 10 traps. Yeah. Well, it turns out when you build
You might
an entire faction around
Did you want to change? I mean, like
around being super fast and super effective in the psychic phase, and then you remove all threat ranges over like 18 inches, and then also remove the entire psychic phase. It turns out the faction has nothing to do. What a shocker! Without replacing them with anything.
Yeah.
In fact, most of their baseline profiles are the same, which is wild.
Kill you extra hard.
This is the high level play we're all here.
Okay. Question is how we want to do this. We want to avoid any special super duper heroics with this guy. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, left that. No, there we go.
There should be an easy line here on those guys. I want it. Cross court, there's probably a line too. I think he might have avoided that. Yeah, can't get close enough there. So this guy's not moving. Area denial. Bring it down. God, these Demon Princes are kind of annoying to kill. Do mortals here. Yeah, I think we just go for it here. Okay. So we're gonna go 11 inches here.
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't rework synaptic links,
Oops,
right? Because it feels like that's the sort of playstyle that they wanted out of Tyranids. But
no, good.
And many similar abilities, like Thousand Suns, for example, got Kabbalistic rituals.
Stuff you can do on your turn is fight on death.
But it's strange that they just like it. They basically totally
hit melee.
got rid of that as a faction identity, despite the fact that for an edition and a half, it was exactly how the faction had been played.
They're gonna throw their little funny grenade at you.
Super bizarre. Doing some mortal wounds on the Demon Prince here.
Nice. Whoops, for mortal. Take
3.
Average.
Good start.
Okay.
I doubt the Bloodthirster is going to have too much trouble with that guy, but you don't want to have to roll too many hits through the invuln save.
I'd love to do this, but you'll just heroic me. This is the free heroic guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what they had tried to do is make Synapse like affect your stratagems, but they sort of forgot about that halfway through. They meant that the invasion fleet identity, and then like that was about it.
Here. Go 12 and a half.
What are you doing?
Fucking measure movement. It was like another.
So you should be like an inch and a half away from me if you go through.
Yeah, yeah, should be there-ish.
I got you. It's up there.
Cool.
Here. Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah, measure movement's annoying. I should have turned it off. That's what it is. Not too far. There it goes. Funny grenade on the Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Just one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Outside one. Look right to you.
I think it's too close just because of the corners of measuring right here.
Okay, I think there's a world I can fly over you though.
Yeah,
and get the...
he just needs to go like this way, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so this is great positioning from Ricochet here, and this is a little bit what I was worried about with this Rhino. There's a Lord Exultant squad still inside that in Rhino number 2. Oh, they got out. Where did they go? I've lost them, chat. Oh, I was sorry. I'm just in the wrong. I'm on the wrong player. Yeah, there's a Lord Exultant Infractor squad inside there.
Okay.
And so if this Rhino gets surrounded by the Screamers here,
We will advance my blood there.
and killed, which is pretty good. I think that's pretty almost a guaranteed. The in the Screamers charge and surround the Rhino, there's going to be no spot for that Lord Exultant to disembark, and the unit is most likely going to die.
Just trying to be basically inch away from both guys.
I'm surprised actually that Dudes kept that Rhino filled while
Looks reasonable.
while using it as a body block here. I wonder if he was like hoping
Bellicor.
to kind of like force an overcommittal, but there's just so many models here that it feels like the Demons are going to be able to knock it out.
2.
There's also a Lord Exultant squad in the 3rd Rhino, which is way far in the back, and kind of too far to counterattack in a meaningful way. Although we should remember that it is unlikely for this Bloodthirster to be attackable because he's going to fade away. Dudes could try to blank that, but I think it's unlikely that it happens. So this could be kind of devastating from the Demons. If the Rhino and the Lord Exultant dies, and we lose the Noise Marines and the Demon Prince there, Dudes is out. Is not in a particularly strong position to counterattack. He's going to be able to fire all of his Noise Marines into really relevant units. So he's going to kill a lot of Screamers, but Bellicor and the Bloodthirster are going to continue to do their thing, I think, on the subsequent turn.
They're big, stupid laser cannons.
And here come the Havocs.
Oh. I pressed the middle button on my mouse and messed up my...
I do think that if the Rhino gets shot here, there is a universe where these guys could disembark, I believe. There are spots for them 3 inches away or potentially even 6.
Got that line for days.
So, we're going to shoot the Demon Prince, though. And then use the Bloodthirster to pick up the Noise Marines, which is much more likely. The Noise Marines don't have an invuln save, and we can lance the Bloodthirster up to AP 3 on his sweep attack, and he's 2 damage each, so each conversion just kills a guy. Plus, it's likely that we're in Bellicor's range, so it's going to be 2s into 2s, rerolling 1s to hit. And then they save on 6s. That almost assuredly kills the entire unit.
Line. I lose track which one's which.
Great turn out of Ricochet here. We'll see how it pans out.
Okay. So now we're within range of the Meltagun here, and within range of the real ones from Bellicor.
Gotta be outside of 9, right?
Not too close. Okay.
Yeah, it should have a bubble up.
Okay, I see now. Let me see. That's Bellacor's bubble. Oh, I see your bubble. Okay. So he needs to slide back slightly. Like that. Look at you.
Yep.
And within range of Be'lakor.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys want to be blue. Same dealio. Boom. Boom. Sorry, I'm losing track of which bubble's which.
Yeah, let's see. I think you...
There, he can go there. Between two, there we go. I think I should be good.
Yep.
Okay, so purple squad should be able to see all the noise marines, and it looks like 3 guys can see the demon prince. This guy's probably gonna be out.
Seems right.
And then blue guys will probably be the exact same thing. 3 then 1. Or 1 guy's out on seeing the noise marines. So both squads can. Let me see. Yeah. So purple, 1 squad. Yeah, there you go. So 1 guy can't see all of them. That's fine. We'll split it up.
Ryan Rowe, thank you for the sub as well. Appreciate that, buddy.
Bring anything else in reserves. And we don't have to come in because they've been on the table already.
I don't know why my notifications aren't popping up. Maybe I don't have it set right.
Reroll 1s, auras up. Reroll 1s here. Okie dokie. Okay, shooting phase.
Okay.
We'll shoot Be'lakor into the Demon Prince. We'll Dark Pact for sustained. I'll do my hazards first so we don't fail. We're good.
Yep.
12 shots. Real 1s. 3 sustained. 5s and 6s are dev. 1 dev, 3 saves on Yumble.
1 dev.
Not even though I shoot noise marines, but I really want the devs on him.
Yeah.
Okay, we will shoot this guy. We really can only see the rhino. So the soul grinder will shoot the rhino.
Let me give me a second here.
You good.
Yeah, so I think what Dutes would love to have happen is for this rhino to be killed by the soul grinder right now. Because if he's able to disembark, I think if he gets charged with the screamers, he's not going to be able to disembark.
I will.
Although I guess the screamers, if they kill it, he could emergency disembark. I think the worst case scenario is if Ricochet.
Last cannon, take 3 shots.
If Ricochet
4 real 1s. Hits.
Doesn't kill the rhino and locks it, and then kills it on
cannon.
Dutes' turn, I think that's the worst case scenario.
3s, can save if you want.
Which I think is pretty reasonable here, especially if he can like charge it with the flamers and stuff, the units that don't really have good attacking.
I can really see you, it's fine.
And then uses consolidates from the flamers or the screamers to prevent its disembark the disembark locations. I don't know if Ricochet is actually set up for that though in hindsight. So maybe we're okay for Dutes here.
Okay.
Maybe this Lord Exaltant push was all right. And if it gets a round of attacking on Ricochet's turn, if these guys just get engaged by screamers, then that's actually really good for Dutes because
let's shoot purple squad.
He can fall back and charge most things, so he just gets a free round of attacking out of those guys.
Okay.
We'll Dark Pact for sustained. Good. Last cannons into noise boys. No rerolls, but 1 sustained. And 2s. 2 saves, AP3.
5s in cover, kills 2.
He melted. Demon Prince. Sustains. Your T what? First wound, whatever it is.
Okay,
oh,
same.
Right back at you. Okay. And then we'll shoot.
The best players in Tyranids haven't been more critical of it. I think Sam has been relatively critical.
We don't kill you, I'll just cry. So we'll shoot all the last cannons into the noise marines and then melt it into the dude.
John Lennon feels like he's generally not very critical of things in general. I don't know.
Last cannons, 3s, real 1s. Always no 1s. 2 saves, AP3.
My major issue with the Tyranid Codex in general, I mean, it sucks, right? But my biggest issue is that
doesn't win.
I don't think it's like fun or interesting in any way.
Shooting.
Like it clearly can win games. It's not like impossible, right? It's not like, you know, Sisters or something where it's just like functionally broken.
They'll charge.
Like it can just like sort of out OC people.
The, Soul Grinder in.
Yep.
See if we can maybe tank shock this Rhino.
Cool. 6, and then we'll tank shock.
But the what's your flamer? We think we carried a flamer with the Soul Grinder there.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, he's just going for a ride.
Take me with you. Yeah, the hitboxes on those guys are stupid. T11. 11 dice.
But it's like such a departure from the previous version. Oh, Rhino lives. Only 1 damage from the tank shock. It was a little sketchy. Scary for a moment.
Bellicor charged the Demon Prince in the middle.
Yep.
Interesting. That's gonna force Bellicor to touch the objective here, and he is in grave danger from a Lord Exultant.
The Bloodthirster will charge both.
Mm-hmm.
You have Heroic CP, you do. I don't think you do a lot of any of the charge mortals. So we'll charge both. Mm-hmm. We go. Boop. Can't really see it, there's all these stupid fucking plants. Screamers here.
These are using the plants, my dude.
Noisy boys.
Yep.
Gonna have to put this guy on the table.
The base, because that's a thing. Boop.
So not charging the Rhino here. I guess we'll force an emergency disembark with 2 Screamer units, like it probably regardless. Now there are interrupt CP available, so I imagine we have to swing the Bloodthirster first, maybe.
These Screamers will charge. God, if we don't kill this Demon Prince. Thank you.
It is funny because
I don't think we give you the heroic here.
The Demon Prince.
I'm entirely in melee, right?
Is like so difficult.
I'm thinking over here.
To
try that.
For this faction to engage with, like if we don't roll devastating on Bellicor, the Screamers have a pretty good chance of just blanking, and the big demons could just like roll into invuln saves and die.
So he can't go there. Doesn't look like. So he'll come here. I rolled a 7.
7, I think. Yeah.
Boop. No one else can base. So we'll go. Boop. Boop. Hopefully we can get within 2. God, these 2 things are awkward.
Can this guy go here?
I don't think so. Can you fit there? Well, now we're trying to figure out coherency, because I don't think I can get coherent by touching here.
Okay.
That's the issue. I think that's the issue I'm trying to figure out here. So they might have to come around here, because I can't base it here and being
coherent. Like one guy there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he likes this, I guess. He's gonna see if I can get away with
there you go. That's 2 there.
Okay, that works. Cool. So he'll just go here.
Okay.
These guys. Yeah, we'll charge the Rhino too.
Okay.
Excuse me. God, these hitboxes are funny. No one else can base. Cool. I think that's all my charges. Holy shit. Yep, we'll fight you.
Okay.
Bellicor will fight the Demon Prince. We'll do big bops and sustained. 7 attacks now, right? Yeah. Roll ones. 1 sustained. 3s. 1 dev, and 5 saves.
Do I freak out? Yep.
Well, that was easy.
So you have the Bloodthirster will swing into the Noisy Boys.
Okay.
And 14 attacks. Into sweeps.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Bloodthirster doesn't have to just be unengaged at the end of the fight phase to pick up. He has to have killed something.
2s again.
Didn't Lance here.
Good rolls. 12. AP 2, I believe. Okay.
Hell yeah.
We're here.
What the fuck, dude?
Huh.
Yeah, then we'll see Screamers.
Well,
CTS.
We'll scream the Screamers into
that was
All right, give me a second, Alex.
that was 10 out of 12, 5 up saves.
UI minus.
Holy shit.
These guys.
So that, wow, that flips this entire game on its head.
Well,
What
you
the
do
hell?
a ton of mortals to me, and you kill at least 2. Yeah, it's still not going to do anything fun. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so
3s, roll ones.
so now Dudes has to pull out of engagement with the Bloodthirster, so the Bloodthirster doesn't get mortal wounds at the end of the fight phase.
6 minus 2.
Because if the Bloodthirster doesn't kill you, then it's fine.
Kills 3.
3.
There's 1 left.
Cool.
Don't whiff on the mortals.
No.
Um,
Oh, well, that might be a misplay, actually.
we'll do the Soul Grinder into the Rhino. Should be this. Outside of 6.
Yeah, so, oh man,
You're fine.
Pretty
Yeah,
easy.
you're
It's good. Big punches.
I think that's a punt here, chat. I mean, it's trading punts, right? Like, Dudes
3s.
probably should have lost that Noise Marine unit to the Bloodthirster. I think to be fair, in order to ensure the kill, Ricochet probably needed to
Or minus 3.
give the Bloodthirster plus 1 AP, which would have killed the Noise Marine squad.
Explode.
Obviously, like 12 saves and your opponent has to not spike 50% of them is like a little bit awkward to ensure you get the kill. But if Dudes had pulled out of the Bloodthirster's engagement range, then the Bloodthirster cannot kill that unit with his end of fight phase mortals, and so he cannot trigger Fade to Darkness. So now, Fade to Darkness is online. He doesn't have to kill it with an attack, he just has to kill it in the fight phase, and he does mortal wounds at the end of the fight phase.
Basically, I just want to make it to where these other 3 guys can't make it in here.
Yeah.
So get 3 Screamers into me, basically.
So basically, I think in order to preserve that Blastmaster, Dudes has the Blastmaster. Dudes has consigned it to death, and also allowed the Bloodthirster to pop up, unless of course Ricochet gets further unlucky and rolls a bunch of trash. Only 2 Infractors die to an emergency disembark here.
Models. Is it Desperate Escape, right? Is it?
I thought it was still mortals. Am I wrong?
Is it? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's mortal wounds for disembarking and destroy transport.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, he had to like was it the Desperate Breakout or Escape?
Yeah, that just that causes it
Just
to
make one once at 3s.
right, exactly. It causes it to trigger more often, but it doesn't change the effect.
Okay. So the Soul Grinder can.
Emergency disembarkation forces you to take mortal wounds on 1, 2, or 3 instead of just for 1s. Imagine that, chat. You get 6 inches of free movement off your transport being destroyed for the low cost of losing like an extra guy.
Fall back and shoot. So it's just if you want to move that way or not.
Nah, that's fine. We'll just tag you.
So if this Lord Exultant doesn't get based, okay, there it is. All right, so he's gonna get stopped. Then he could have attacked Bellicor potentially. No, although he's winning on 5s with rerolls without getting the extra bonus, so it's not the end of the world. What a weird game, chat.
No, so we just stay there.
I think Dudes is gonna kick himself for this Bloodthirster play because I think he could potentially have just knocked out the Bloodthirster here if it gets stuck on the board.
This guy was like here, I think.
Here, yeah, I think so. That doesn't fuck up Airtonal, I don't think. Cool. Into the fight phase, he does his little mortal wound thing.
Just gotta roll 2 4s here. Don't fuck this up.
I mean, yeah, try not to.
There it is, right.
Alright.
I could have been
So,
funny.
I guess pick up.
Yep. So that's 3 kills for you.
Yep, and that's my turn. Bring it down for 4.
Yep.
And air denial for 5.
Yep.
I wonder if there's like a really long. There's maybe like a big brain play in here that dude's like wants that guy to be out of the middle in order to not have to deal with his interruption this turn. But I imagine dudes would prefer to have prevented the kill and also
I get
prevented the fade to darkness. Oh boy.
Battle shock on noise marines who are in no man's land.
My co-commentator's here, by the way.
I think I just got a rod on that one. They are good on a 7.
-1, right? Shadow?
Yeah, should be 6 normally. Yep.
Yep. So D3 mortals?
Yep. No. So I leadership 6, I rolled a 7, right?
Oh, yeah, you're good. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. Defend is a real card. Secure is real, but at what cost? I should look and see what I have in my transports. It's a good thing to do before you bring that turn. Okay. Secure. Well, I'm not completely dead here. I thought it was going to be way worse than it was.
Yeah, the tank shock and the grinder sucking whiffing kind of sucked. But that's what it is.
Really need to kill Bellicor here, is I think the answer. I don't think I have enough stuff for that. And you still have Flamers and Cultists and the Bloodthirster Force.
Yeah.
It's not impossible to kill Belly Boy, but I need the dice gods to bless me, I think. Alright, well, let's do this carefully positioned disembark over here. If I can recover this game state.
Yeah, I had, 3 kills last turn?
You had 3, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna advance these guys. 4. So what are we looking at here? The 4 is an 11.
Oh.
So a 10-inch charge, basically.
Yeah, I didn't consolidate this guy. Do you mind if I move him off the train?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go. Okay. I won't move him very far. But I just didn't want to be standing right there.
Where's that way? Ugh, I'm so good at this game. Okay, so those just live there. At least they're level C1, yes. Next question is, where are we going? Okay, my transports are now empty, which is important to note. These guys advanced, although they're not going to be doing much. Do have this over there. Do Do not need to fall back there. No reactive moves, right?
No, the only thing I can do is -2 Geotarge.
Okay.
Then I have 4 CP, so I can also interrupt or heroic or whatever.
Yep. So let's do an advance here. Also 4. So this guy's going 11 inches, which is conveniently too far from right there.
Those little T things are annoying.
Ah, look at me go. I guess he goes over here.
How does Rejuvenating Swarm work with the LOC Revive? Does he go to full wounds or not? Does it happen? Can both happen at the end of the phase? So, because they are simultaneous effects, the active player will determine the order in which they resolve. So, essentially, if it's on the Death Guard player's turn, they'll resolve in the order that they want. On the opponent's turn, it will not, I think, is generally speaking how it's going to happen. Your opponent's going to tell you, resolve your Rejuvenating Swarm first. He doesn't do anything because he's not on the battlefield. Then he comes back. And then he would heal on the subsequent turn, or the subsequent phase. If he survives, obviously. So big question here is where this disembarked Lord Exultant goes. It's in the center. He could go for Be'lakor. Between an Exultant and the Demon Prince, we could knock Be'lakor. Or we could go for the Havocs. I imagine that there's probably going to be a Bloodthirster Ingress somewhere in here. I'm so fascinated that Dudes allowed that guy to go back into the sky, because he easily could have prevented it. And it, in fact, would have protected his Noise Marines. I'm curious. You would have gotten a Blastmaster shot, potentially.
All that, I think we just got this stuff.
Yeah, that one's the Lord of Contagion's like a weird... He's a weird little guy. That's a really weird interaction. I don't think it was really intended, because obviously Flyblown Host was written before the Codex, or was not necessarily written for the Codex, but so it definitely feels like it should work as you want it to, but it's a strange one. It's still he's still a good place for that little enhancement to go. We saw some people run that dude with that enhancement just as a utility guy in the past, and he just wanders around and does stuff. Which was kind of sweet. Your opponent has to deal all 6 damage to him in one go, otherwise he just heals. Kind of annoying to do.
Okay, and then this Demon Prince will advance.
So only one Demon Prince had to Thrill Seek to get in there, which means that we can get 2 Demon Princes onto...
Did not advance.
Onto Be'lakor.
All right.
Yeah, T7 now too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, Lord of Contagion seems like an incredible inclusion for sure. Definitely, all the Terminator characters. I mean, I think all the Death Guard Terminator characters are awesome. I'm almost wondering if there's like a universe where you just play like 7 Terminator characters like running around. All right, Bloodthirster, where are we going, buddy?
Came down to 3.
Okay.
Let's see. Sorry, I was just
still placing. Yeah.
I'm still placing. Yeah.
Okay.
Still placing. Go ahead and just mark my CP down so I forget about it.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. We are on to shooting. I have 3 commander points. Stuff that advanced needs to shoot first. These guys aren't shooting. Steven Prince here will just shoot the teal Havocs.
T5.
Okay. So it should be 2s and 4s. Give me 2 AP1s.
I should get cover on these 2 guys here, you think, or no?
Let's see. It looks like he got. I don't know. I think I can see.
Okay, we'll just take it on the champion first and the other guys. 4 ups.
Yep.
2 die.
Okay. And then these guys advanced. I guess they will just shoot the Screamers, which looks like it'll be 3 bolt pistols and a plasma, which I will not overcharge.
Okay, -1 to hit.
Plasma on a 4. Yep. 3 bolt pistols on 4s. And then T4, right?
Yep.
Okay. Nothing there. Let's shoot these 2. Yeah, that's everything that advanced. Yeah. These 2 guys here are going to do heavy freak into these Screamers.
Heavy freak.
4,
It's time to get freaky.
2s. 2 saves in the Screamers.
1 dice.
Damage.
Damage 3, right?
Yeah, 3 damage.
Okay.
Whoa! Persuasive wink. I'm persuaded. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Raise 667.
These guys.
Willie,
here, I think
Will I really am? That's good. Bandicoot Milk, King Babar 2, and Justin Kipp. Congratulations on getting those. Hot damn, Persuasive Wink.
Everything.
You're awesome, dude.
So here
We're on a hype train as well. Big hype train energy. Let's go.
Frequency. 4s.
Almost at level 2 even.
2s. 2 saves.
Get those hypes in chat, folks.
2 die.
Those 2.
You said pink?
Pink, yes.
Hyped about the bike idea. Or he's also on a bike. Would be sick. Yeah, dude.
These.
Could you imagine the absolute
5 more.
furor that it would cause if Emperor's Children got biker characters before White Scars did? People would be killed, I think.
2 damage. So
Murders would occur.
Guy
1
and
guy
2
takes
damage.
1. So guy 1.
Yep. Cool. This Demon Prince here will shoot that same unit. On 3s and 3s. 1 save.
Kills that window guy.
Okay. Alright. These guys over here. We're going to throw a grenade at Bellicor. On a 2.
With these guys?
With, yeah, these guys here.
Okay.
Didn't advance those guys. 4 mortals. Ouch.
Down to 16.
And then I think we'll just put a couple of pot shots in the Bellicor, see if I get lucky here. Not overcharging the plasma, so here's that. He misses because stealth, and then I've got 2 bolt pistols that are going to hit on 4s. 1 of them hits on a 3. And then winning on 6s. Nope. Okay. Alright, off to the races for charges. So the first thing I'm going to do is charge these guys into
White Scars, yeah. White Scars not having like any faction rules almost entirely is
6.
obviously problematic for them. Dudes declaring a charge with the Lord Exaltant unit here first. I wonder if we could see a really cheeky heroic intervention from Bellicor to pull him out of range of that Demon Prince.
Let me think, actually.
It could be a little spicy. Dudes could force Bellicor to go towards like one of the closer Legionnaires. but that will still pull the Demon Princes out of position. This is a tough one. Obviously, that is a valuable command point for Ricochet, though.
Shit.
I mean, feel free to roll it, man.
Just do it, dude. Let me think.
Classic 10th edition chats.
And he was like here.
Ugh.
What are you trying?
Oh, we lost Ricochet here for a sec.
No, we'll just do this. We'll just go here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Pass to me. So if we heroic here.
Yeah. What a squirrely fight in the center here, chats. What is that? Does that pull a Demon Princess out of threat range? If Bellicor lives this turn, that's going to be so big.
Put a charge to 7.
Emperor's Children Demon Prince on a bike. What if World Eaters should have gotten a
only one Demon Prince fight.
A World Eaters Demon Prince on a
it's rollable.
On like one of the Red Master like thrones.
Can we make that?
Like he's riding the big corn bike. You know what I mean?
So if we go here.
Could you imagine if Bellicor gets a pull charge here and just gets to like wander away from that Demon Prince entirely? That would be wild.
I would need a 4 on the dice, but I really want a 5 so I can get the base. If I keep Bellicor alive here, it'd be super huge. So your mortal wounds, you have to end an engagement range when you charge me. You have to base to base, or you have to be within an inch.
I think it's just when I complete a charge. Let me double check. Yeah, within engagement range, so it's just when I finish a charge, basically.
Okay, so if I go here on a heroic, I'll put you to a 7, and then I can spend 2 CP for -2 to charge, so I put you to a 9.
Yep.
All my CP.
Oh, man.
One Demon Prince shouldn't kill Bellicor.
Are you kidding me, dude?
If I keep him alive, that's like gigantic here. Yeah, so I'm gonna spend 1 CP, heroic you.
Okay.
Watch him fail. Oh, it's a 9. Oh, that's so big, chat. Dudes has got to be kicking himself for making this charge first.
Probably not.
Unless he's okay with Bellicor moving off the objective. But that also means that the Exaltants don't get wound rerolls on him. Oh, buddy.
7 here.
At least this guy can't intervene now, so he's kind of like open.
I'm going through the wall there. So we're going to set us up here as close as possible, and that should put you a 9-inch charge here. Is that like reasonable to you?
Yep.
Okay. What a move.
Okay. Go back to me.
Obviously, 9-inch if I spend the CP, but yeah.
If it was my Bellicor, I'd roll boxcars. Boxcars there would be okay, I think. Well, I don't think it matters because I think that the only legal base like movement is this Lord Exultant.
Let's do.
And so I think this is the only place that Bellicor could go.
Going into Bellicor.
He's the one that didn't advance, right? Do you want to charge the guys that advanced first?
No, I'm just not going to charge him anymore.
Okay, just making sure.
So he's going to go there. 10 dice.
Let's go 6 mortals. Whoa, it was 6 mortals. Absolutely punished Bellicor.
Yep.
Get wrecked. Down to 10. He's been half killed by a single grenade and an impact attack.
Charge,
the Lord Exultant did make a charge move, so he is going to trigger his lance this turn. And he could swing into Bellicor. He's only winning on 4s rerolling 1s, but that is maybe enough to knock him down. Although the thing we have to keep in mind is that since Ricochet didn't have to Shade Path here, he does have an interrupt command point available. Although, in fairness, it's unlikely for Bellicor to knock the Demon Prince. It's not unheard of. It's certainly up to the invulnerable saves, but it could happen. Dudes could also -1 to hit in melee with the Peerless Bladesman strat to keep him alive.
Alright, we can start getting rid of this stuff here.
And this has clipped out the center objective, so
this Demon Prince here is just going to charge.
We have secured No Man's Land for Dudes, and we are going to block Ricochet from any more hold mores. And then we're just going to turn this Demon Prince around and hit these 2 Screamers, try to get the kill on them. If we can get the kill, they can pile into the green Screamers. Let's go.
Don't do it.
All 6 mortals? All 6 mortals for the second time? Whoa, 2 mortals? Brutal. Brutal.
Cool. I believe that is charges, so I have to declare stuff.
Keep in mind, I have 2 CP, so.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna do.
That was one of the craziest charge phases I've seen, just in terms of the amount of like interaction.
And I will start. Let's see. I'm gonna start with yellow E-Lord into Be'lakor.
Sure.
So yellow guy is gonna have 8 on his spear. You're not on objective, and then his homies are gonna do. Let's see. Homies are just gonna go into the purple havocs.
Okay.
And then I guess his whip. We'll go whip into Be'lakor too. You never know. All right. Here's the spear hitting on 2s. We have. We're gonna go for sustained and lethal here. Drop 1.
Oh, chat! This is the rise to the challenge, Exultant. So again, we have to be so careful about our counterplay this turn.
Yeah. So basically.
If Ricochet takes damage here and pulls casualties. And honestly, dudes could actually ensure that this happens by rerolling successful wound rolls with the Infractors, because they are winning on 5s here into the Havocs. If dudes can keep these 3 Havocs alive, the Lord Exultant is going to get to swing again and can wipe this unit in addition.
Thanks, good.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
Be'lakor blanks the incoming damage. Yikes.
This one, nothing else, and then looking for 6s, nothing there. And then we've got 14 attacks going into purple.
So the Lord Exultant flubbed.
No rerolls. These are lethal sustain. These are gone. And 5s. Rerolling because you're on objective.
Oh my god. That works out for Dudes, I think.
5 and AP1.
That was a horrible, horrible roll, but I think that works out for Dudes. Be'lakor isn't incentivized to attack the Infractors here. What he could do is Epic Challenge the Lord Exultant to kill him. But he couldn't before he gets to swing again, but that would require him that he doesn't interrupt.
Sign into activation, right?
Yeah.
We'll interrupt and pack the Demon Prince. Dark Pact for sustains.
Alright, here's the interrupt into the Demon Prince.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
This dude's gonna -1 to hit here.
Death. I don't even think it's worth it anymore. If I had you to 6, it might have been, but... Yeah, it's no longer worth the fight of that. Alright, go ahead.
2s, real ones.
Oh!
Okay, no sustain.
Alright, well, maybe I survived it.
Oh, there you go, that's better. 1 dev, 4 saves.
And these are D6 plus 1?
I believe so, unless they changed it.
Yeah. Alright, so I was looking for 4s.
So that's going to be 3 through.
6 damage, basically. If I make
We got a slow roll.
Survive that. I'll reroll it.
Yeah, you might. On 2.
Down to 1.
It's a random damage weapon, right?
No, Be'lakor, yeah.
Yeah.
So you roll the devs separately, or what?
So the saving throws would have to be slow rolled.
Oh, okay.
I'm
back to 2. All right, so 3 go through, basically.
I mean, I'm okay if you wanted to do that. Like,
That's all right. That's all right. That was my mistake.
Okay.
It's like reason. It's a little unlikely that the Blood Demon Prince dies here. It's like a
damage.
Yep.
It's like a coin flip.
Explode. I do explode.
Oh, when he dies.
It's everybody. All right. So bloodthirst.
He blows up. Incredible.
Takes 2.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind, chats. The core rules do state that you cannot fast roll for random damage weapons. It doesn't specify that it affects only a particular part of the roll. So if you roll all of your saves for random damage, then you are past the point at which you can CP reroll.
Oh, the lag's bad. All right, there we go. Okay.
It's sort of like a lot of additional information that you're not meant to have when you decide to reroll.
I had to bring it down last turn. Is that safe for the whole turn, or do I get 2 more points for that?
You score it at the end of your turn.
Yeah, I already scored it. That's what I thought. Just double checking.
Okay. So back to me. Let's see if a Demon Prince can kill some Screamers.
How many did that score for?
Do I sweep here? Probably.
Oh, he killed the Demon Prince, yeah.
So we'll sweep 14 attacks. And I'll go for sustained here. -1 to hit. I lose 6, but I get 4. And reading on 3s. Miss half of those. So 7 saves.
Oh, could kill them. Actually, needs 4 out of 7 on 4-ups. There they go.
We did it.
So
that is
one
a kill.
This turn, I think, for you.
That is correct. 1 kill. Go ahead.
Bellicor just tanking there was such a big deal.
Tag these. Kind of bad for me, but it's better than getting wounded to death.
I saw Star Wars Episode 3 this weekend. Just thinking, Palpatine's in my head. I was like, do it. Do it.
So
what a classic movie.
And then I've got these guys going into these Screamers. No wounded Screamers, so I'll start with the Lord there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have 9 attacks. And we're going to go sustain lethal. You're -1 to hit, so looking for 3s. Miss 3, get 1 sustain lethal.
That whole period in whatever that was, 2005 or whatever, like the mid 20s.
7 saves.
Mid 20 was such a golden age for like nerd pop culture.
So the guy left.
The number of memes that have been spawned by movies that came out in only that year was like crazy.
Needing 4s, rolling strong objective. 1 more save.
It's back in theaters. Oh, did they do like a remaster, or did they just like put it back in for May the 4th?
That one's 2 damage.
Because it's May the 4th on Sunday, right?
Or the other homies.
I'll pull him to save you time.
Cool.
That's 2 kills for you.
Yep.
There is a Screamer unit down. This has been an absolute slobber knocker every game, chat. And there's still a Lord Exultant in quote-unquote reserve, hiding in the back.
Okay, I believe you have your Screamers and Havocs.
For May 4th, that's awesome.
And then this guy, hold on. Can you escape real quick? This guy would have to go this way if he wants to pile in.
That's fine. Go this way. And stay in coherency. Oh. 12 guys fight.
Yep.
15 attacks. No minuses, right?
Nope.
I feel like the attacks into the
Great roll.
Noise Marines is relatively valuable because it wins on 3s and one-shots them if they fail to save.
-1.
Awkward part is that they get to swing at you.
Yeah,
And
3.
they have a lot of attacks.
2. You're on invul, right?
AP2. Oh shit.
Yeah. -1 damage, so just 3 damage, right?
Yep, just 3.
Cool. And the Havocs.
Yep.
Let me see. We'll do Power Fist guy. Little Dark Pact for sustained. Dark Pact good. Power Fist. Okay. 2 sustains. Real 1 for Bellicor. 4 saves, -2.
This fucker has a Power Fist. Okay. Alright, so normal guys. Good. Die. Oh, that makes me so sad. At least those guys are out now.
Last kittens are 3 attacks. Okay, 2 more.
So Lord Exultant just loses his rerolls there. I guess he loses the extra attacks off the rest of the unit. Although I don't know if the enhancement allows him to attack again.
No AP.
I don't know if it's like the entire unit gets to swing.
We'll stay here.
Yeah. Okay. I will fight again with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Deeds did set it up so he could get that. The question is whether he goes into the Havocs.
No more rerolls. I wouldn't have had him anyways, really. And I'm not getting any I'm not getting any lethals. I've already killed. You're already getting kill more.
Yeah, you've killed 2. I've killed 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. The kill goes on the docket there. So killing the Havoc here is not the end of the world. Although this does lock Be'lakor in melee, actually, which is really problematic for him. He has no way to fall back and operate.
I think it's probably just better to try to do some damage to Be'lakor, so we'll just try that. Looking for 8 attacks, still hitting on 2s with sustained. Just 1 sustain.
Sorry, so this is who?
This is in that Be'lakor.
Okay.
And then looking for 4s.
Ugh.
Love it. 2 saves.
Ugh. These dice. Dudes' dice have not been great this round. It is 2 damage.
Damage 2.
Yep, 2 damage out of...
Can start healing, potentially. Yeah.
Alright. That is my turn. I do get secure, and defend is ticking. I got to kill, you got to kill more.
Yeah, the scary part is that we have that Bloodthirster unengaged now. I wonder if Dutes would have been happier just going in on the Bloodthirster and doing a murder on him. There's my co-commentator. Versus going for Be'lakor and allowing the Bloodthirster to do his thing. Be'lakor's obviously a really powerful force multiplier, but he doesn't have the highest damage output himself, as we just saw. Or I guess we didn't just see. He did just kill a Demon Prince, but that is a little dicey.
With the Bloodthirster.
You're probably right, actually. Battle Shock on the Teal Havocs.
Yep.
Good. Battle Shocks anywhere else.
That loses gets rid of the advance and charge threat too.
Be'lakor.
Oh, sure.
I bet Dudes would be much happier with that board state, so I think letting it fade the previous turn was a big deal.
Kind of.
You just got back all the Lord Exalted damage. Jeez. Oh, that Lord Exalted unit was good for 5 wounds onto a Havoc squad, and I guess it ate a bunch of CP. It ate 3 CP out of the Demons pool here. At least Holdmore has been denied. Dudes does have bottom 5 scoring as well, so if he's able to retain some of his units for the next round or so, then we'll be in an okay spot. What a game, chat. Absolutely wild.
We'll be happy to contain.
I think this matchup's really cool. I'm interested. These melee kind of these real maneuver focused melee matchups are always really interesting to watch through.
That's cool. Okay. Just want to set myself up to where I can move an inch without having to worry about pivoting, which I think I can do that there. How do you back up slightly? I can.
That was fine right there.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pivot, so it should be just like an unfailable charge.
Yep.
Okay. The Bloodthirster will advance, because why not?
Mm-hmm. There he goes.
Just put myself an inch away. There.
Oh man, we're in a really good spot here for the Bloodthirster too. If
remind me, Be'lakor can shoot straight down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a blast weapon. If the Bloodthirster impacts only the Exultant and then challenges and kills him, as long as he doesn't have to be within an inch of any of the infractors actually won't combat activate unless the Bloodthirster piles in which case he will have killed a unit already because he killed the Lord Exultant if he kills him with the challenge, and then he's out of engagement range, so he satisfies all the requirements for fade and he can fade again. Assuming that is a legal position for him to land, basing only the Lord Exultant, but outside an inch of this infractor.
Yep.
Katang.
That would be so crazy.
We'll charge. So hopefully we can get 1, 2, 3 kills.
I gotta play some Fate Thirster chat.
Do not hold more.
He always looks so dicey. I'm so scared to play him because I feel like he's gonna miss a bunch of times. But also,
Lord Exalted has a 4-pinful.
He's such a
4-pinful.
He's such a goober.
Is he the super special dude?
Yeah, this is just the 3 damage guy. Extra attack.
Yuki Duki. Katang, Storm in the middle. Because even if we only don't kill everyone with the Lord, you shouldn't kill me. Cool. We have 1 CP. So we get tank shock. I have more charges 2 inches. You can fall. There's no point in charging in. Yeah, I'm good at shooting phase. Bellicor shoot straight down. We'll Dark Pact for sustained. It's hazardous. Loves it. Hit on 3s, roll 1s. 3 sustains. 3s, 6s are devs. 4 dev and 4 my AP3.
Yep.
What the hell is that? He cleared himself?
These 2 Havocs will shoot the noise rings. We will not.
Why not, Chant?
Do anything special. Just 3s, roll 1s.
That opens these Havocs to shoot now? Are you kidding me?
1s.
Jesus.
2 swoons.
Let's go.
1. Both flamers are. Yeah, both flamers are containing.
Never played Nids on RTT. Tell people at Shadows, though, if they can, same bravery. Without fail, whenever it actually matters, your opponent tries to argue. Always call a judge over.
3 saves. AP1.
They also try to argue?
AP1. 1 damage.
Is that common at the GT level? No.
Full grinder will shoot.
I would say I don't believe it is.
Over there on his side.
Yep.
Blast cannon. 3 shots. 1 hit. 1 save, -2. Should get cover up here. Looks
That's
It doesn't win me, right? It's live.
The judges also argue with you? That's insane.
Yeah, so need a 3, right?
I believe it's explicit in the
I'm
FAQ
shooting
too, right?
Noise rings. I can't. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I can't shoot the demon hermits. Oh, I can, but yeah.
Kill someone.
Kills him. The harvester.
Yep.
2 saves, -1. Should be 3 ups, I think. You take guys in cover. Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Shot. Charges.
I don't think I get cover.
Okay, well, if you don't, then
Yeah.
the 3s. Alright, we'll charge the Bloodthirster in.
Yep.
1-8.
So it is. So here's what you do. Here's what you do, Hippie Hunter. That is explicitly called out in the Tyranid Codex FAQ. I just double checked it. If you just screenshot that, I think that alleviates the problem. If they're like, "Oh no, Insane Bravery," you just zoom into the screenshot and be like, "Look, it's page 1 of the Codex FAQ, my guy," and then you're done. You're good.
What charges it look like?
Oh, not the judges, the players. Yeah, that's probably that's a familiarity level.
Tap CP to interrupt.
Players, I think enfranchised players should know that interaction. If they don't, then they're stupid. I don't know. So not electing to do the epic challenge on the Lord Exultant here.
We'll swing the Bloodthirster first.
Alright, I'll put it on me for a second. I don't think.
Don't do
profile reason.
Oh, we're gonna do a potentially a fight on death here.
And I'm rolling 1s from Bellicor.
They do have a -1 to hit strat in melee, but it's not going to do anything because the Bloodthirster hits on 1s.
If you -1, he's +1 to hit. He has ability +1 to hit.
No, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the thing never comes up till now.
Just deciding if I want to fight on death.
Basically makes the Bloodthirster immune to his own bracketing, which is a little bit interesting.
So
Jam Wand, how's it going? Nice to see you. This has been a wild game, chat. Dude says bottom turn, yep.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Dudes is currently bottom. I think he's made a couple of like minor misplays. I think just like miss sequences and stuff that have certainly hurt him. But his dice have also been atrocious. He got 2 Lord Exultant activations into Bellicor, and he did 2 damage.
Right, so 5 normal dudes.
With on the superpower turn.
Okay.
Which is not what you want to see. So it's been a little rough.
Calm down.
And one more guy. No, just the dudes.
I mean,
and you'll be out of engagement.
Yep. Do you want to interrupt?
No.
Okay. Soulbender. Okay. 3s. 3 on anvil.
Dead to explode. Nope.
So that's 1, 2, 3 kills for me.
Yep.
Cool. I'll get containment and storm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 2. It was a Lord Exultant with the fight again enhancement, and he got to trigger it on Bellicor.
Kill.
Yep. And he swung 16
All right.
16 spear attacks and 8 whip attacks into Bellicor and did 2 damage.
Fuck.
Bellicor did take 10 from mortals, but then he turned around and interrupted and one-shot a Demon Prince. It's been a game. All the Demon Princes are dead. And Deuce is getting kind of reamed on primary because of the losses here. It has not been the best game for the Emperor's Children today.
And Battle Shock on this guy too.
We are done with the...
Just go ahead and...
almost done with the Screamers. Down to 1 unit of Screamers remaining. Flamers are still around. It's mostly the monsters doing all the damage here.
Calm down.
Yeah, the Purge isn't helping for sure.
You have a advance and fallback and do everything. I have funny Battle Shocks.
Yeah.
Classic GW.
I think Demons are okay. I don't know if...
Oh, I can't pick the Bloodthirster up if I'm not in engagement. It's like kill a unit, right?
If you do, you're going to give me hold more. Up to you.
Yeah, no, we'll stay there. That's fine. Good call.
Okay. Yeah. You still have behind and establish, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have all the behind your deployment zone cards still.
Yeah.
I still have cultists in reserves. If that matters.
Yep. I don't think there's any way I block that anymore, so I just gotta torpedo and draw.
Yeah, just drop it. You know.
Let's spend a CP and get rid of sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 3. Call the horde is no, right?
Correct.
No prisoners. Just a Bellicor.
More so annoying that even after explaining it before matches happens. Yeah, I mean I understand that. That's why I have a video recorded and sitting on my hard drive right now that I haven't edited yet. That I made almost for that exact reason because it was a question that comes up constantly, even though the fact it's very common. That should theoretically it should come out this week if I have time to edit it today.
Guy stays there.
Print the screenshot on a T-shirt. Yeah, perfect. I totally understand that though, for sure. That's super awkward and annoying.
Guess we'll hide from Havocs next turn.
Overwhelming force, no prisoners with the draws this turn. That's a little bit awkward. Really, just the Bloodthirster. It can't interrupt now, which is good. Dudes is entirely out of reserves and transport embarked units, though. There's a universe where maybe he pushes the Tormentors at the top into the Flamers, and you can get lucky and paste them, or into the.
I'm gonna reroll that advance.
Into the Havocs even.
Down to 2. Okay.
Brother. He's just rolled a 1 into a 1 for his Rhino advance roll, my guy. Oh, man. Dude, this is brutal to watch. These dice have been abysmal. He had a couple good rolls, but since then it's been really bad.
These tormentors are going to advance.
Not great. So yeah, looking for the Havocs are open for a overwhelming force kill actually. Yeah, that would be a great pickup if we could get it with the plasma and the Melta and just Zort those guys. 1 inch off on getting the Melta damage. Come on, dude. Oh boy. It has been one of those games, I think, folks. He's gonna roll a 1 on damage there too. It's gonna be awesome. I think we're shorting an inch maybe because they can go 9 with a 2-inch advance.
What are we doing with these noise marines?
Yeah, going to see if we can get lucky on these flamer units. We'll pick up on those guys who's really gonna kind of reduce the demon power to steal objectives away. I don't believe that this soul grinder is on this objective either. No, definitely not. Could be that the intention was to be on it, but I don't know. I think it moved. So that would actually steal that point. If these guys were able to get a toe, if they were to kill these Havocs and get a toe onto this objective, they could potentially drop Ricochet down to 0 on primary, which would be a big deal.
1 CP.
Sounds good. So shooting.
Yeah, only cultists in reserve for Ricochet. I don't really want to burn a whole ingress on that.
The Havocs on the objective. I'm going to overcharge both the plasmas, so here's the hazardous. Okay. I will kill the
brother.
And here's the plasma shots. 2 hits when you all 3s. 2 at AP3.
6 ups.
Hold on.
Got him. All right. Well, plan A
That's 1 kill.
is first part of the plan is a go. Awkward part is that we did lose a bunch of attacks into the flamers. We're really hoping for some real trash dice off of Ricochet to kill these units, I think. Flamers is just so annoying.
Demon Prince, the Lord, plus the squad of the Lord.
Yeah, because this guy is not dead.
Correct. Yeah. So 3, you have 1 so far.
Okay. Just seeing what I need to do here. I'm going to do Noise Marine shooting Nurglings, I think. I'll do varied frequency on the Blastmasters. I'm going to start with the Sonic.
Nice one to wound.
Yep. Nothing. Varied frequency. 3s. 5 saves in the Nurglings.
Come on, dice. 5.
Live on
1.
Yep.
All right, a charge there could be handy dandy. That would also contest the objective. Just make sure you didn't give the Soul Grinder an intervention.
So I'll wait on that. Let's just shoot some pistols over here. It's like three bolts and a plasma that I'm not going to overcharge. There's a plasma. Nope. 3 bolts. Okay. Let's get those out of the way.
Alrighty.
This Blastmaster is going to shoot the Bloodthirster. Heavy Freak. All hit. T11, right?
Yep.
Nothing. Oh boy. Gotta kill 2 more things. This E-Lord is going to toss a grenade at the Bloodthirster down to 1. Big 2.
Down to 14.
1 bolt. Would have been lethal. But is no longer lethal.
If my unit was here, you did get charged by a Bloodthirster and only lost 5 Space Marines. So, to be fair, it's not the end of the world.
All right, let's do Noise Marines charging the Nurglings over here. 7.
Yep. So ensured that he doesn't have to push any farther forward than he has to. Could be an intervention here, but it would probably be a really long charge for the Soul Grinder to go all the way around. Only because it's Walker keywords is the only thing that lets it do that.
4 inches.
Is the whip not going to get to attack here? Because that was 1 inch lower. I think dude's shorted himself an inch of movement, actually.
I meant to shoot this right now at these framers. Do you mind if I know?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Havoc +1 is 2 shots.
2
hits. 2 wounds, no AP.
The Skirmers? 8 strength?
Strength 5.
So 1 fails, 1 damage.
One more AP 0.
Takes it. 1 guy on 1.
And then the combi weapon, 1 hit. Nothing. Okay. Cool. Right. Other charges. Let's do E-Lord into Bloodthirster.
This one, the closest one.
Yeah, the closest one.
Which one? Well, okay. So you got this unit chart that they answer to, right?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, I need to charge. You want to do something?
No, I don't have CP to do that. So go ahead.
Okay. I rolled a 9. Do you want me to re-roll it?
No, that's fine, dude.
Okay.
You would have picked in the charge.
That was super duper nice of Ricochet right there.
That.
Do nothing.
That was
I'm not gonna do that to you. Sorry, dude. They just sit there. Good game.
Oopsies.
Yeah, that was really sportsmanlike. Yeah, dudes. It is the awkward part about Thrill Seekers, and it's a part of the ability that I really don't like. It's really easy to forget because you have to remember, not necessarily like remembering that you've advanced or fallen back for a unit isn't.
He's within 6 is Bloodthirster on this side, so like with the 9 it's probably hard.
I should be able to get this guy in between them.
Yeah, I don't think I do anything.
Can intervene?
Go ahead.
It's a tough intervention, yeah.
It just makes it unfair.
So you just have to remember.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not only that you
might want to make room for. I mean, I guess you probably get there. How big are these?
Have done it, but then also you have to remember that when that occurs, the order in which you activate your stuff is is important. So it's like it's more difficult than just remembering that, like, oh, I can't charge this turn, because it's remembering that a new set of rules are illegal for that unit. It's an extra cognitive load that's a little difficult, especially with how important Emperor's Children have to treat the fight phase.
From the spear.
Yeah, the subs. I don't know what's up with the subs today, chat. It seems like Stream Elements and Streamlabs are having trouble. Having trouble with the timing. I don't know why that's happening.
One guy who has no special rules is going nuts. 10 saves.
Okay, we'll go special. We'll go nuts too. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Puts him down to 6.
His whip. 1 sustain lethal.
So this exultant.
6 is rerolling.
Yeah, this is the regular guy. Distortion is the other Lord Exultant that's in here. So he I believe he's already used his special ability, but he is going to be 3 flat damage. So he's going to be super lethal here. Assuming that these tormentors don't just murder a Bloodthirster, because that was a trillion 6s. I think Dudes forgot his lethals.
8 more AP ones.
Yeah, I think he forgot his lethals there. That's unfortunate, and that probably should have been 2 or 3 more.
Painful. Still doable. The other guy can he be a hero? 6 attacks.
It's also important to remember that he has a 2 damage whip as well.
You're not -1, right?
Nope.
On boards, and I will probably CP one of these. down to 0.
This is the distortion guy, right?
This is distortion. Yeah.
Does he have lethal hits right now?
I'm choosing.
Oh, lethal as the bladesman ability. I gotcha.
Yeah. So just 2 saves.
Interesting.
2 saves, so if I fail one of these, I die.
Correct.
Oof.
Let's just see. I can't
Please
see through that.
I'll be your best friend.
You'll be my oh man, okay.
Yeah, lethal will actually affect the whip pretty well.
That's a huge swing, and I'm sorry. I hope we can still be friends.
Drum roll, please, chat.
Nice roll. If we can.
Does the bloodthirster live?
We'll pick a purple one for Slanesh.
Ooh, you need red for corn.
Can't
Oh, he lives.
Never friends. Never friends.
He lives.
Oh my god, dude.
That sucks for you.
Did whip go through?
That really does suck for me, dude. Okay, moving on.
You got
Do
these
these
guys
3
here, and
idiots
the
in
noise
this,
trains.
in this nerdling.
Shit, is extra attack required?
So we're gonna go for sustain.
I don't know. Was that with a whip? Was that only the whip attack?
Gonna hit
This
you on
is against
4s and wound you.
It's against who? Which unit?
Here.
Oh, okay, go.
I hit you
T4 minus 1.
3 times, 1 sustain.
Oh, this is an Nerdling. Okay.
Yep.
Minus 1 hit, minus 1 wound, yeah.
Yep, 3 saves.
Can this guy Chad? No. Okay. So that should be
And then I got these.
2 kills so far.
Yeah. God, that really.
Yeah, that sucks.
This guy has to go here.
Did we swing at the whip on the Exultant Lord?
I did. Didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Or I did 1 damage, actually, I think. Yeah. Yeah, over here. So I guess the AP doesn't.
The whip is actually required,
So swing this together. So
which I
Nice
did
one,
not,
dude.
which I did not realize, and I think that dude's forgot his lethals on the infractors there. I think that Bloodthirster maybe should have been dead, but I don't know.
9 saves.
Forbes.
Did you just fail all of them? Lose the unit?
Guy,
quite.
guy takes 2.
Yeah, I think we would have needed to shoot into those guys to have a chance to kill them. But unfortunately, I mean, killing the Havoc Squad is much better for dudes here. Oh, man. So dude's got... He did get his overwhelming force, and he'll get 2 for no prisoners. So he got 9 plus kill, but Ricochet's going to get kill more. So it's going to be 59-73.
Bloodthirster into the full unit.
And then into...
These guys.
Potentially a hold more here.
Do you care if I consolidate here?
No, go ahead.
Not into the flamers. They fall back and charge. They fall back and shoot. I guess it prevents them from doing actions.
Still hit on 2s.
If you lose a noise marine there, that's really awkward though,
Into the
because the
unit,
flamers do
roll
have
once.
3 attacks each.
2s. Okay. Minus 2.
5 guys on 5s.
This guy about to go beast mode. Beast mode. Beast mode. No way. No way. No, chat. What?
Like box.
7 in a row.
It's clearly broken.
There's 8. There.
Okay, what the fuck?
What is happening? The infractors eat the entire Bloodthirster activation?
Yes.
He's going to get to kick a Lord Exultant, but that will lock him. Not that it matters a huge deal here. That was insane, dude. NC Carnroy with the sub.
Mortal Wounds on.
Thank you, sir. Welcome in.
Which unit?
Who's the distortion guy?
Pink is distortion.
Oh, distortion.
Yep. Exactly what you needed. 5 kills. So you're gonna kill more. I got a kill. I did get overwhelming, and I got 2 no prisoners.
Bloodthirster has to fail at least once a game. It's failed twice, chat. That was the second time it's failed to kill 5 Space Marines.
Yeah, so I got.
Or in that case, it succeeded.
I get hold.
Or it would have failed to kill 6 Space Marines. It killed exactly 5. On round 2, it killed 5 Noise Marines out of 6.
Bellicor, Battleship.
It handed them 12 saves and they lived. Fucking insanity, dude.
These flamers don't need a battle shock. Bloodthirster, battle shock.
Typical.
He passes. Heals
Facts. Absolute facts.
No, I also get hold more, right? Did you pass that?
I think I.
Yeah, you took that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least contested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. So he's up to 5.
Yep.
No more.
So hold for Ricochet. He got kill more.
Or 3.
3. I rolled a 5.
You rolled 5. Okay.
And he's about to get hold.
No, you're good.
He's almost certainly going to get 2 to 3 kills.
I can heal us.
I don't think there's a way for Dudes out of this. If Dudes gets a 16er, he's only going to be at 79 points versus 78 for Ricochet. And so Ricochet basically needs to blank out of secondaries. Established Locus is an automatic 4 because there's cultists in reserve.
You get behind me, Lance.
Oh my god, dude.
Come on. Oh.
The fucking heroes.
Yeah,
That's insanity, bro.
God, dude.
they'll proxy somewhere over here for a
Yeah,
minute.
you got it. You got it.
Oh my god.
Instantly vaporize me.
God damn it.
You can only laugh at that like turn of events, right? I think Dudes has a very good case. If he was gonna take the RNG of 10th edition into court, he's got a pretty good case here for it. Any lawyer would take that
Intuition.
that fight for sure.
I can shoot, so let's fall back.
Yep.
I appreciate Dudes'
Um,
good humor about it though.
Framers will probably go here.
He did call it. He said, "Oh man, I don't think I can score. I don't think I can screen that last turn.
Guys probably
You just have to not draw both established locus behind enemy lines," and then it happened. Incredible chat. I do think that Ricochet has played well around the Infractor's reroll effect. Obviously, that's not like a particularly new ability in 10th edition. Lots of things have that, right? Space Marines have had it since the start of the edition. But sometimes it's easy to forget, and you can just tow yourself onto objectives and get punished really hard for it.
These Havocs will advance behind the wall. We're still battle shocked. They fell back. Charge there. Oh, I'm gonna kill this guy. Yeah, I've been trying to get rid of that. I couldn't get rid of it. Wow.
TTS, hello. What are you doing there, bud?
Throw funny grenades into the Lord.
Oh, man. One saving throw away from having a dead Bloodthirster off the table, and also an Infractor squad remaining. It's the thing that always bugs me a little bit about 40 case combat rules is that when things go poorly for that, and I think 10th edition has kind of showcased it pretty gratuitously.
I guess we fall back with the Bloodthirster.
Is that when you fail, not only are you not killing your opponent's units, but then they get to kill you on the crackback, which can swing the game in a wild way. Obviously, it's exciting for us like viewers at home, but can't be the most exciting thing to play through as the players. Really putting a distortion and a full strength Infractor squad into it, a Bloodthirster probably should kill it. Plus a bunch of random shooting as well, and a grenade. I feel like maybe odds are I think it would go down. So close to greatness.
Not forgetting anything.
Indeed. I mean, it happened twice, right? If Bellicor had died earlier, if both the Greater Demons had died when they got committed on, this game looks so different, right?
Why not?
Yeah, if one player is down 900 points, yeah, of course the game looks different. Who says that? Who's this commentator? What a moron.
3s, 2 deaths, and 8 saves. -3, no cover. 1 damage each.
Yep.
They're still alive, but I mean, it's not gonna matter. You still have a guy left technically, but
no, you killed 3 and then did 2 deaths, right?
They're 1 damage. It kills 3. It kills 3. It doesn't matter. I'm a charging.
I've only got 4 guys left, so yeah.
Whatever.
It's 8 damage. Right?
Okay. The Soul Grinder into the Noise Marines next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Funny las cannon.
They'll increase bloodletter points, yeah.
No. Auto cannon thingy. No.
They'll decide that Demon's survivability is too strong. Nerf everything to a 5+ invuln.
3 damage. The 2 flammers sitting there. Okay. Calm down, guys. These are strength 4. Yeah. 2 saves. 4 saves. AP1.
Okay.
Alrighty. The Bloodthirster will shoot his flamer into the Lord. 3. 2 saves. AP1. 1 damage.
Let's see.
The cultist will locust.
Yep.
So I've killed 1, 2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll charge these screamers into both.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I might have to pull that guy for coherency. No, he's good. So he can base. This guy has to be the coherent dude. No more charges, right? I don't think so. Yep, so we'll do the... You have no CP to interrupt, so we'll just do the screamer. 3 screamers into the dude.
Mm-hmm.
9 attacks. 9 attacks. 3s. Okay. 3s. -2. 2 damage.
Kills him.
Okay. 3. -2.
No fun.
Okay. That's my turn. I guess they'll consolidate onto the objective. Whatever that's worth. You can't make it, so it doesn't matter.
92 is the number to beat for Dutes.
I'll get my points.
Looks like he's drawn a bunch of trash. Brother.
Sweet.
Your cultist in reserves.
Dude, the secondary draws are brutal, bro.
Cultist in reserves. Dang.
I would just be happy with having cultists.
Oh yeah, that'd be actually really nice.
Cool. So
There
let's get rid of this.
Is a universe where Storm could be good. Bring it down.
It's not impossible, dude. You ready for this?
I mean,
So,
you might as well roll it out, right?
This guy is gonna move normally.
We're gonna charge two rhinos into a bloodthirster and kill it.
I'm down 1 CP because I did the thing. Here, can you pass me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so there should be 1 for a tank shock.
CP.
The dream is alive. So we could advance and charge.
6.
We could put 2 plasma shots and maybe a melt-a-gun from the Tormentor squad into the Bloodthirster. That's not too bad. And then they would need to both charge onto the objective.
I gotta kill.
Put 2 OC onto the objective and...
Yeah, I killed 4 last turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, tank shock that B. So...
Right.
The advancing Rhino would need to shoot first if we wanted to put the bolter shots into the Bloodthirster. Bloodthirsters are 3+ save now, so it is kind of unlikely. If we wanted to, we could knock a Screamer to put only 2 OC on this objective. Although the Ricochet does have that 1 CP for Heroic Intervention.
Shoot the Screamers.
Oh, move the Tormentors, dudes! No! We have a Plasma Gun! Dudes, why? There's a melting gun in that unit. We could shoot that guy. Or at least shoot the Screamers with them.
I think I had a got one.
Yeah, you had a got one. Combi Bolter.
They're gonna get intervened.
Combi Weapon.
Should shoot that at the Bloodthirster. That doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters anymore. The other one will shoot the Screamers as well.
So if Dudes kills the Bloodthirster,
This one.
he'd lose kill more, but he'd get hold more kill.
1 save.
So he'd get 8 more points up to 75. He'd get bring it down for
6 damage.
4 to 79. Storm for 84. He'd be down by 8 too.
Weapon.
It is a foregone conclusion, but we're going for points here.
I charge with the guy who advanced first.
Whoa!
With the guy who advanced first?
Yeah, it's this guy. Like that. Tank shock you. For 5 mortals. Here we go.
I believe.
3 mortals.
Down to 2.
And the other rhino.
They do get detachment abilities, so they could be swinging with lethals here, which is a little funny. Hey, big money.
Good enough to get it. He's there.
Okay. I'm just going to roll these.
20 Zangors, a better damage output than 10 Bloodletters.
I guess so. Yeah,
if you want.
Yeah, I mean, they're different units, right? Bloodletters are a very easier delivery system, but it is funny, like, they are kind of anemic.
Goals, 5s, 3 saves.
Oh, man.
Okay.
The dream's alive.
I'll CP one of the.
Oh!
I'll CP it.
No! The CP to keep him alive? What a BM from Ricochet.
Oh, I can't help it.
Okay.
The
all right.
bad
So,
manners.
No fun.
Yeah, no hold more, no storm,
good
no
game,
bring it
dude.
down.
Dude, that was fun. I'm sorry I played like such an idiot, dude. Oh my god. Mistakes.
It's okay.
GG,
this matchup's
chance.
weird because the -1 to hit is super awkward. Soul Grinders are funny enough mega awkward into you because like the -1 and you're winning on everything on like all the noise rings are 5. So it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw them on the objectives and see what you do.
What a game.
Yeah.
Normally they're not that hard to kill, but like this matchup for you, it's like either you commit something real or I just stand there.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm so used to playing Carnival. I'm playing like I have all these units I don't have. I was like moving units and like thinking in my head like, oh, this is a 6-inch auto advance guy, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like halfway through my turn, I'm like, this guy doesn't auto advance 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, Peerless is probably like the 3rd best attachment.
Yeah, I don't like it's super one-dimensional.
Yeah,
Carnival is so much better.
What's funny is like I don't even like this Shadow Legion list. Like I cut the grinders out. The 18 screamers is like the shit though. They're like move 14, move 14, move 14 Deathwing Knights with the have free grenades. Is what they are because they have the 4 pinballs minus 1 to hit, and then they're just 160. And there's a lot of games where you just heal them up.
Yeah, the -1 to hit is what really does it. It's like the fact that it works in melee too is just like, God.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. Yeah, my other lists I've been playing the AC/DC brick and it's been awesome.
The scout.
Yeah, it's such a good unit. I actually have even cut the Havocs recently. It's like they just.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Havocs.
I'm not either. In theory, it makes sense because you think something is shoot back, but like at the end of the day, you're spending 250 points, and this is more of a pressure melee army, and they're very anti-synergistic, and like you want to like people say you run them to like prevent like people's deployment, but honestly, if you have the AC/DC brick and even Seekers, those two things fuck with their deployment already, and you don't need to waste 250 points on something that like is like, okay, I might do a little bit of damage here and there. This game, they probably killed like 5 noise rings, and they really didn't do a ton.
I tested a list with them with the chain cannons. Which
Screamers versus Exalted 8-bound it's damning for the 8-bound for sure.
Even then, like it's just not enough.
Like they're
not worth the points.
You're almost the same profile. You're +1 AP on the Exalted 8-bound and more strength, but that shouldn't really matter. And +1 to wound.
Pre-core is like Bellacore
for
Thirster, 18 Screamers.
Like over twice the cost and almost
like Flush Hounds,
30% shorter threat range.
And,
crazy.
I have a Lord of Legionaries, other list just for like a turn 3 pressure plus 3 CP because at the end of the day, again, it's a pressure army. You don't need the shooting because your threat range is so high. You can dictate people's deployment without it.
Yeah.
I thought going first would be awkward in this match. Like maybe just being able to throw Soul Grinders on the objective made it weirder for you, I think.
I expected that going in. It's just like I don't hate bringing the Noise Marines out and then just sending a Demon Prince in there to take care of the Soul Grinder.
I think that would have been the right play, actually.
That's kind of what I did that one turn.
I think you just did it turn late. It was like you gave me a free kill with a spawn, hopefully,
Well, what really jacked me up was I moved this rhino up here, and this rhino moved back here. So if this rhino was here, and the other rhino was here, it's like a completely different game. I think going into my next turn.
Once I saw you turn 1, where you didn't do much, it was like a pick up Bloodthirster kind of game and just wrap it. Because like he's there for like the anti-charge, like the anti-pressure, but like since you didn't do anything, I was like, okay, well you don't have a lot of screens, so I can threaten and force you a screen with like you fucking had a screen with like a Demon Prince over here, which is not what you want to do. But that was really awkward for you. I think you shouldn't have assets to like stop that. And then, I mean, he's gonna do his thing all game. Yeah, he's gonna do his thing all game anyways. So.
Yeah, I was like seeing him on the board to start with. I was happy with just having 4 units get deleted every turn. Yeah, and we'll just leave it at that. He gets his 4 units. That's okay. I can just try to kill everything else. But yeah,
did you? Do you think you would have gone for him, dudes, when he flubbed on the Noise Marines, and just tried to kill him on the crackback instead of going for Bellicor?
Remind me when we're talking about.
So on round top of 3, I think he went into the Noise Marines and he killed 5 out of the 6.
He went to the Noise Marines.
Yeah, in the center. Yeah,
he stayed down.
Okay.
Well, he picked up because he killed the Noise Marine with the mortal wound. If you pulled out melee him, he can't mortal wound you, so he doesn't pick up, and you can just stab him.
Yeah, that was probably another big mistake.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was like a consideration where you're like, oh, I'll go for Bellicor instead, or if you just like didn't see it. But
no, I mean I didn't see it, but in hindsight, like I don't even know if I have the assets there to do that. I think I needed to kill Bellicor that turn, and I just misordered the charges there. I just needed this Demon Prince who was here to charge first.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you think of the plate here I made by Heroic? Do you think that was correct to Heroic here? I wouldn't even. I thought about it for a while. I wasn't even sure. I was thinking about it for a while.
I wasn't like in the moment. I was like, oh, this might be okay because I have a Lord here who's about to use this once per game. But once he whiffed and
once he whiffed twice
and picked up the Demon Prince, I was like, oh well, that's like mistake number 3, and I don't think there's any recovering after. I think, and then the rest of the game just kind of played itself after that.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
Anything you saw that probably should have done better. I wonder if I start the Bloodthirst in reserves or not. I don't know, but
it doesn't really matter.
I could have staged better turn 1. I think because I went first. I was very passive. I'm not sure if I should have been a little more aggressive in my staging because I was really kind of the onus is on you to do anything, and you just didn't commit. It would have been an interesting game because you had bottom a turn.
Yeah, you did basically exactly what I would have done. These Soul Grinders go to these 2 objectives.
Yeah.
You could have. I think there was one. I can't even remember when it was, but there was one point where you could have move blocked the crap out of me with the Screamers if you just advanced.
Yeah,
and it was like doing mortals to like I think it was my Rhino or something.
Yeah, you're already dead anyways. Because I had all this shit out here and like it wasn't doing anything. Yeah.
There was a way you could have forced me to get out of my Rhino like back here.
Yeah, I thought about after the fact, but it was already obviously way too late. I was hoping I would just kill you with the Soul Grinder on the tank shock, but that obviously wasn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but yeah, well played, man. Great game.
Yeah, GG, you too.
Hopefully we can still be friends.
I think it's over. I think that ship has sailed. I don't know.
Yeah. The disrespect of the purple dice was the pure disrespect. I had to do it.
Yeah,
that really was, dude.
The CP reroll on the 3-up is like that's the VM right there. You're like, no, I will not die to a Rhino. No, I'm putting my foot down.
I mean, you have them, might as well spin them.
Yeah, for sure. I do have you guys scores in, so you are all good. Ricochet, congratulations on taking it down, and thanks to both of you for playing.
Thanks for the stream.
When does the season end? I gotta decide if I got
season ends in June.
Oh, well,
so probably 6 weeks or so.
one of the first events I got into playing in a long time, and so now it's like, I gotta start jumping into a bunch of pods and try.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
We'll see.
Cool.
Right. Good game, dude.
Yeah, good game, good game. Thanks for the stream, Trevor.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thanks, Trevi. We'll see you around.
Yep. All right, chat. That is it for us today. Looks like the other event also finished out. That was... Take a peek at the score for that one before we go ahead and wrap things up here. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with me and watching. I'm going to be live tomorrow over on the YouTubes, as I mentioned before. And then I may actually be live either here or on YouTube. I haven't decided yet. We're doing a cool thing. If you're interested, let me send you send everybody a link. Over in the Breachstorm server, here is a very quick link. Over in the Breachstorm server, we are rocking some cooperative games. So Breachstorm is my game. Exclamation point Breachstorm if you're interested in learning more about it. I have set up a tabletop simulator mod. It's super duper bare bones. But we're working with a developer for a scripted mod, and it's taking longer than we expected. So I built one off the bones of an old community mod that we had, and we're going to be playing it on Thursday evening. It's going to be 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And we're going to be doing some cooperative games. So the game actually supports cooperative and solo mode. It's like a narrative mode, but it is obviously competitively viable. It has an entire competitive mode that has its own bespoke missions and a unique mission mechanic and stuff like that. But if you want to, you can play it against an AI controlled opponent, and it runs you through missions. What we're going to be doing is running through a campaign mission with the community over in that Discord server. So I put links in the chat for anybody who's interested in that. But that's going to be happening Thursday evening, and I don't know if I'm going to live stream it or not. I think I would like to, and it may be over on YouTube, but I'll have to sort of get the barometer of the players there, because obviously they have to consent to being live streamed and all that stuff. Endorsed by Guillermo Tomorrow for sure. Yeah, have a look at the VOD. Hey, Ricochet with the VIP, my dude. Let me get that off the ground before I forget. Let me get you on the VIP roll there, buddy. Done. Boosh. Congratulations for 69k points. Let's go. Hippie Hunter wanted to give me an option. Do I want to stick with Death Guard T12 span or do 120 Corn Berserkers? I think I want to play T12 spam, to be honest. I don't know. Is 120 Corn Berserkers fun? You can move them really fast. I do like moving fast, but also, is it going to win? I don't know. T12 might actually win. Red Tide. Let's do a poll. All right, chat. What do we want? Hippie Hunter's going to leave it up to me, and I'm going to leave it up to you. We're going to do a poll for a minute or two. I think this game's going to happen next week, I think. But it could happen tomorrow. All right. I'm going to run it for 2 minutes. Poll is live. What do you want to see, chats? Let me know. I want big monsters just to flub some key rolls. Dude, that Bloodthirster tried its hardest to lose that game for Ricochet. I do think that if Dudes had the killer instinct that game, I think he could have won that one. It's tough to be on all the time. I think one of the reasons I don't really like the team formats as much, because it feels like all of those little things like the Bloodthirster failing and like the order in which casualties get pulled, like being basically game changing. Like you have to be on all the time in order to get yourself a differential score. And I think that's certainly fine, and I appreciate games to be being more competitive like that. But also on the other hand, it's so stressful and tiring that you can't do it constantly. So I don't begrudge dudes for missing that or anything. I think that's totally reasonable. Oh man, we're currently 80% for Corn Berserkers. Y'all hate me. Are you kidding? Would I rather play? Probably Great Unclean Ones, dude. I fucking love Great Unclean Ones, bro. That guy's so fun. Big silly goober. What a big silly goober. Might have paid to win. Oh, wait, can I vote? Apparently I can vote in my own polls. I didn't realize that. You can't do that on YouTube. Well, now I've submitted a vote. What will you do? All right, last chance. There's like 30 more seconds. Voting extra is 200 coins. Yeah, you can put more in. Yeah, just like real democracy. That's what we call American democracy, chat. All right, poll has ended. 120 Corn Berserkers it is. How many points is 120 Corn Berserkers? Can you even fit that? Wait. You can't play 120 Corn Berserkers. They're too expensive. If they were 16, you could do it. So we'd have to play 110, I guess? No, 100 and you'd have to play 100. 100 is the absolute maximum. Can we... I want to do a video on that rack, the rack game. The meme videos. So the ones I did most recently, where I didn't go all out on the editing, were fine. It wasn't good, but it was okay. The ones where I did like all the editing, the problem was that it like the videos did fine. They did like I would say maybe slightly above average for my channel, but the problem is that the editing was like 40 hours. It was basically like all week to finish those videos, and I can't do that and not have done anything else that week. I just like don't make enough money to pay rent essentially, which is not great. So that's the problem with those ones. But the ones where I just did like a really like light list breakdown and be like, here's how the game went. Those ones are fine, and I'll probably do one for the Hellraiser list because I think that was really interesting. 110 with a character. So 110 doesn't work with a character, right? Because you don't have enough points for a character. It has to be 100. They wanted you to play Berserker Horde and then didn't give you enough points to play a Berserker Horde. It's so stupid, dude. How many points is like all the Berserker characters? It's 180 plus 85 for Karn. You could play 270 points of Juggernaut Lords. Oops. It's 19... No. It's 535. 1465 points of Berserkers. Divided by 18 is 80 Berserkers? Chat. Can we play 80 Berserkers? And I guess like we can't attach all of them, right? So we would get 4 units of 20 with attachments. And then 1 Juggernaut Lord with a unit. Is that right? So if we go 180 points of 180 points worth of I think we could do 90 and a million characters. Is that acceptable? So if we take all the foot characters, it's 265, right? Because it's 180 points worth of Master of Executions plus 85 for Karn. We then add 80 points worth of, or 80 for Corn Berserkers, which is 80 times 18. And then we add another 10. So we could do 3 Master of Executions, Karn. So 90 Berserkers, 3 Master of Executions, Karn, and a Juggernaut Lord for 1975 when we still get an enhancement. Is that acceptable? Can we do that? Juggernaut Lord doesn't sound like a berserker, but we don't get any more berserkers if we don't take him. We'd have to cut all of our guys. Give me something, chat, please. I want to play the cool characters. He makes the berserkers move 10. They go so fast. Whee! Whee! So fast. What does Invocatus do now? He does like jack all, right? He's like his leadership ability is like move through walls. Cool, man. What a time to be alive. You fucking piece of trash. Stupid Invocatus. The dog shit guy. Invocatus is... Well, he's leading a unit. Oh, you can move through bottles. Cool, dude. He's literally better by himself. He has the same output as a regular Juggy Lord, too. I don't get it. Why? They like made this the special character out of the Juggernaut Lord kit, and we're like, that was a mistake. He should just be a regular dude. It's dumb. All right, as long as his blood flow is cool. I mean, it's Berserker Warband, right? There's no way that you would play the Berserker spam outside the Berserker detachment, because you get like auto 6 blood searches and shit. AP1, yeah. Yeah, AP1 is a mistake. I think I think Games Workshop has forgotten how bad AP1 is. Because they nerfed Armor of Contempt, they're like, AP1's fine now. And you're like, it's not. It's really not. Because they are simply going to fuck with your AP value and then one-shot you in the crackback. Why doesn't... Oh, man, Invocatus makes me so mad. Why doesn't he give his unit scout? Like, I understand why they don't want him to give the entire army scout, because that was stupid. Why doesn't he give his fucking unit his own keyword? It's dumb. Also, he has Deep Strike. What if his leadership ability was you gain scout and Deep Strike? So he's like this like weird forward operator reserve guy. That'd be sick. You play that, dude. He just doesn't do anything now. God damn it, Invocatus. You make me so bad. This guy's Deep Strike? The other guy? No. Get fucked. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Well, we're locked in on... I was going to play cool land raiders and shit, but instead I guess I'll play a bunch of big goobers. He gives Deep Strike? No, he doesn't. What? Does he? Oh, fuck. He does give Deep Strike. It's the first line of his leadership ability. No, okay. Wait, is Invocatus actually good in that list then? Because you could ingress them. How many points is he? Even Tyranids of AP2, indeed. Could we play him instead of the Juggy Lord? Because I think rapid ingressing 20 dudes in your opponent's like deployment zone is actually way better than moving 10 inches. Where's my points document? If we cut the Juggy Lord's 90. Is Invocatus more than 90? He's 110 points? Fucking what, dude? Ah! 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 He's 20 points more? Well, I guess we're just moving 10 inches then, guys. Whee! Oh my god. Into an 8-inch blood surge? Yeah. I mean, I could do it if I had no enhancements, but that means I lose the like +1 attack guy. Is that worth losing the enhancements, chat? Because I feel like the characters are the only way that you're getting damage out of this entire army. And +1 attack guy feels okay. +1 attack and damage guy. I hate that Berserker Glaive excludes the fucking Lance attack too. That's so dumb. God damn it. God damn it. So we could do it. Well, I'll decide later. Anyway, chats, that's it for me. Glazing over Plague Caster? What did I do with the Plague Caster? Let's raid the lair. Looks like they're playing Dark Angels versus Drukhari. They have like a cute whiteboard in their background too. Are they playing in a classroom? I'm pretty sure this is a classroom, chat. That's cute. All right, folks. Well, thanks everyone for watching today. We'll be live again on YouTube tomorrow, and I'll see you there. Thanks. Cheers, everyone. Keep it classy, and I'll see you in the next one.